into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you. You blink and it's the 15th of February. Yes, it is ready for us to just slide down to the weekend, but this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Very good morning. I'm Zoe Brown.
And I'm Carl Wasty. It's so nice to have you along for the ride till 9 a.m. on Expresso here in S3. And there's so many things we have to do today. Also, just happy 15th. I know it's a day after Valentine's Day, but this is a day where you can celebrate being, you know, on your own, get yourself some flowers, etc. They are probably going to be on special today, so
Yes.
enjoy. But we also have to look after ourselves and the community, so we're going to look at some of the ways we are going to improve communities through recycling initiatives. To meet the man himself, who is the feel-good man, Brent Lindeke, is going to be here, and also just chatting through some of the great good things that South Africa has to offer.
Oh, and so many good things. In fact, releasing a brand new book titled Only Good Things, celebrating 100 feel-good South African stories of 2023. I'm pretty sure lots of things to do with the World Cup will be in there. Yes, because there was a lot of feel-good that came from the year. So I think it's a great book that we're all looking forward to.
Yes, and I'm sure Driekus is going to be there. As you can see, I'm inspired by Driekus. Yes, he likes wearing these
I thought
tops.
it was a throwback Thursday rugby jersey.
No, this is a Driekus thing. This is definitely it is. It's also not a Thursday without some gaming and movies. So the one and only Grant Hines will be here reviewing the latest game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And then we have another friend of ours.
JP Sebastian, you know when he's here to talk movies. He doesn't seem happy, if I must be honest, but Madam Web is the movie he's going to butcher with a New York City parademic, which, you know, starts to show off their a paramedic, listen to that. But yeah,
Yes,
apparently
that's...
Dakota Johnson fired her agent after this movie. Am I giving away spoilers?
No, it's fine. Just the thing is, JP, we saw him a little earlier, and he was already telling us a little bit about what is a little tangled web, but that's later.
I think, you know, when it comes to handing out popcorn when a review, I don't think he's going to bring popcorn kernels today. That's how unhappy he is about this movie.
No, but we do have somebody who's always bubbling and, of course, popping, and that's Zanele, who is in Johannesburg at the moment. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning to you, my bubbling and popping family. It is always so good to be here. Of course, we're coming to you live from the Johannesburg studio indeed, and we're going to be bringing the very same beautiful energy that Cape Town is bringing this morning. And this is why Siyanamkela Mzansi, because it is about to be a beautiful, big, incredible feel-good morning. Now, when we look at our good morning post, because you know we always want to hear from you on the social media streets, my love, today it is about those feel-good stories. We want to know, very quickly, on 063-408-8863, using the hashtag Expresso Show on the social media streets, what is a feel-good story that recently inspired you to be a better South African? Something that honestly and truly made you stand back and go, wow, that's amazing. And it is my fellow South African doing that. I can quickly tell you mine. It is a young woman named Zanele. She decided that she is going to celebrate each and every one of her birthdays at one of the orphanages in and around Johannesburg. And one of the things she does is she asks all of her friends and family to come through as well, but they don't buy her presents. They buy something rather for the actual beautiful orphanage, which for me is just something that touches my heart and makes me feel like I also want to be a better South African. So share yours. We want to hear that voice note, 063-408-8863, and on social media, hashtag Expresso Show. There's so much on the way, but you know we always got to start things off with the news headlines, and this is why the beautiful Zoe is standing by.
Thank you, Zanele. Well, let's start off with your national headlines. The National Press Club has named the Springboks as the Newsmaker of the Year for 2023. The club chairman, Antoinette Slabbert, says the award goes to the theme that dominated the year's news. The club has been doing the award since 1980 based on amount of news coverage the issue receives. The National Press Club is the largest of its kind in the country and represents working journalists and communications professionals. Previous recipients include former President Nelson Mandela, F.W. de Klerk and Thabo Mbeki, and Hollywood actress Charlize Theron. And staying with our local news, Eskom has informed the Western Cape government that it's on track to restore power supply to certain towns in the central Karoo from today. Some towns have been without power for 13 days after a storm damaged several giant power pylons 2 weeks ago. Repair work was delayed when a rock drill necessary to install the new power lines between Laingsburg and Toast River broke down. The situation was also exacerbated by Phase 6 load shedding. Moving to news beyond our own borders, Nigeria is seeking Interpol's help in arresting 3 suspects who allegedly stole $6.2 million from the central bank using a forged signature of then-President Muhammadu Buhari. Authorities believe the suspects conspired with Nigeria's former central bank chief, Godwin Emefiele, who's already facing 20 charges, including illegally receiving $6.2 million. Emefiele has denied all charges and is currently out on bail. He is the most high-profile former official to be charged with corruption since President Bola Tinubu took office last May. And Indonesia's controversial defense minister, Prabowo Subianto, is the frontrunner in preliminary unofficial results of yesterday's election. Some 200 million eligible voters across 17,000 islands and 3 time zones could take part in the election. It's considered the largest single-day election in the world. Voters voted for a new president to replace Joko Widodo, as well as a vice president and representatives in the legislature. Preliminary indications are that Subianto received almost 60% of the votes. He is linked to serious human rights violations while he was chief of Indonesia's special forces. And bringing it back home, Bafana landed back at OR Tambo International Airport in the wee hours of yesterday morning, and the excitement marking the occasion was simply off the charts. They'd secured the bronze medal at the African Cup of Nations. Fans had gathered in droves to witness South Africa's captain, fantastic Ronwen Williams, proudly hoist his goalkeeper of the tournament trophy. Amidst rapturous cheering, the squad also received a warm welcome from top government figures, including Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa and Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. What a sight it was to behold at the crack of dawn. Passionate supporters filled their rivals' hall with chants, cheers and unwavering love for their national soccer heroes, Bafana. Well, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's get a full look at your sports with Wasty.
Thanks a lot, Zoe. And from Bafana, let's stay with football, shall we? Ronwen Williams wasn't there for Bayern Munich last night, but of course, Ciro Immobile propelled Lazio towards their first Champions League quarter-final in nearly 25 years with a crucial 1-0 victory over Bayern Munich. Immobile, the Italian forward, secured the win with a penalty in the 69th minute at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. His goal compounded Bayern's troubles as they face a potential season of disappointment by their lofty standards, coming off a loss to Bayer Leverkusen over the weekend. Now let's go over to cricket action at the lunch break on day 3 of the second test between the Proteas and New Zealand. The match hung in the balance with the visitors at 88 for 3 in their second innings, holding a 119-run lead over the hosts at Seddon Park. Despite a challenging morning session that saw the Proteas lose top-order wickets, David Bedingham and Zubair Hamza provided some aggressive batting, leaving the team in a positive position heading into the afternoon session. Let's head on over to rugby news. In a move to support colour-blind rugby fans, Ireland and Wales may abandon their traditional plain green and red shirts soon. The green-red combination poses challenges for those with colour vision deficiency, that's CVD, affecting around 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women globally. Starting January next year, World Rugby regulations will require teams to avoid kit clashes that hinder spectators and TV viewers with CVD. And on to tennis action. Grand Slam titans Venus Williams and Caroline Wozniacki have been granted wildcards for the upcoming Indian Wells tournament in March. Williams, a 7-time Grand Slam victor, returns after her last appearance ended abruptly at the 2019 US Open. Meanwhile, Wozniacki, former world #1 and Australian Open champ, resumes her comeback journey after a solid showing at the US and Australian Opens last year. The BNP Paribas Open gets underway from the 6th to the 17th of March at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Another update in 1 hour when it comes to the sporting world, but let's give you an idea of what to wear today. Here's the weather. Here's Zoe.
Thank you, Wasty. The SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea. This is between Durban and Cozy Bay. Damaging winds resulting in localized damage to property and difficult driving conditions are also expected in places in the Johannesburg district in the Eastern Cape. Continuous heat wave conditions resulting in persistent high temperatures that can be expected over and above the average maximum. Those are expected in the western and the central parts of the Free State, in most parts of Northwest, as well as over the extreme northeastern parts of the Eastern Cape until tomorrow. These conditions are also expected over Gauteng and the Mpumalanga Highveld, where they will persist until Saturday. Well, it is 6 a.m., so let's take a look at your first sunrise view. And Rayanique Davids in Atlantis is kicking us off with a beautiful sunrise view. Look at those tones of purples and blues and oranges. Well, if you would love to share your view with us, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Here's a look at your temperatures for your Thursday.
.33 in Uppington. Do stay hydrated. A lekker hot day for you. But of course, more action to come through on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. 2 guests. One of them, Grant Hines, will be reviewing Suicide Squad. There's a brand new game out, and I think you're going to need to see it because, of course, Kill the Justice League is its title. So it's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, talking about titles, Madame Web. JP is going to be weighing in on Madame Web. Is it the movie to go watch? I can already hear him shout no, but I'll give him the full opportunity to give you why in the next couple of minutes. Stay right there. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here on S3. And let's review a game, shall we? Now, Suicide Squad, I'm sure you watched the movies. There were two. The first one was, yeah. Second one, okay. But I believe a game was needed. And that's why Kill the Justice League was brought to mind. Now, it's made by the brains behind Batman Arkham series. And this is a game that we need to see because Grant has reviewed it. He's played it. And I want to check in to see if this is something that we should be adding to our collection. Grant, first of all, good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm okay.
Here we go.
I'm a little, like, you don't often hear me say this about games, but Rocksteady are the developers behind Kill the Justice League. And I love Rocksteady games.
Yeah.
Everything that they've produced up until now has been absolute gold. So when they announced this game, they haven't made a game in like 9 years since the last previous one. So they announced this game, the work looked, like what they put out looked amazing. But what they've delivered is a looter shooter like Destiny, but not what it's not good. It's not good. But there are some parts of it that are redeemable. So it's a looter shooter with a perpetual world. The story is very interesting. You play the Justice League. You can hot swap between all of them. So if I...
That's cool.
Oh, wait. I'm already on a mission. Sorry, I was going to show you how I can hot swap between
Were you
them.
Captain Boomerang at the moment?
I'm Captain Boomerang right now. And you can use your abilities to traverse the map. So check this out. So I can use this ability to, like, then teleport over here. And you feel really cool doing a lot of these abilities. So you go like, wow, this is rad.
Yeah.
But when you're Harley, you swing like Spider-Man, but not as cool as Spider-Man. So it doesn't feel as nice. Like, here's Harley. Harley's going to swing, and it's just not as nice as Spider-Man. And then you play the Justice League that are being controlled, right? Like, as is always the case.
Yes.
Because Brainiac has taken over the Justice League.
Yeah.
And they are now evil. And as a result, you've got to stop them as Suicide Squad. And it's a very cool story, and really interesting things happen. I'm actually not going to spoil it for anybody. Oh, there we go. I've got to recover. As you can see, it looks really cool, it feels really cool, but it's so repetitive. And the story is so interesting that I was just wishing that they would go and try something a little bit more, like, cooler and different. And if you've ever played a Rocksteady game, they always take risks. People always like to think of Hideo Kojima as the developer that takes a lot of risks, and he is probably one of the first big AAA ones that do that kind of thing. But I think Rocksteady is the next generation of that. They've done really cool things inside a lot of their games, which, you know, a lot of developers would never do, especially in a Batman game.
So I've heard people compare this to one of those Marvel's Avengers type of things. Because you can hot swap, as you mentioned, a couple of characters to play in between, a narrative that kind of is shared between many characters on the same side. So why were their reviews so connected? Was it only because of the multitude of characters they can play between?
It's because they're looter shooters, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's just where superhero games are right now. Like, wait, I gotta... It's also, the controls are a little bit complex because not only do you have to remember your single character that you probably main. I like Boomerang the most. I think he's got the most interesting traversal is the way you get around the map.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that for a whole bunch of other heroes too, which is very annoying. But I think once you get into it, it would be very cool. So back to the Avengers thing. I think Avengers is a more interesting mission structure.
Okay.
So with these games, a very important part of their longevity is their mission structure. So what you play doesn't feel repetitive. The story is progressed in interesting and creative ways. And what you play pushes the story further in interesting ways. This is, when I say a looter shooter, these villains are all the way through. This is towards the beginning of the game. These villains are all the way through to the end of the game. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they are all the way, and I mean, as you go along, I'm sure power-ups, etc., that is possible between characters?
Yes, but again, I don't think that they feel as cool as they would. So the weapons get a bit stronger, but none of the traversal stuff, the things that make this game interesting, like Boomerang, this is so cool. Being able to throw your boomerang, teleport to it, mid-air, be able to do it. You feel like a hero.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then that never improves, which is so weird to me. It's just like, why take the best part of the game and not make that like the actual improvement? Instead, they've made like the weapons, which are like a sniper rifle and a shotgun, those things which are kind of boring in a superhero world, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a Spider-Man game released recently, and I mean that Spider-Man 2 game was, and now to bring in this, you have to know what you're up against. In my opinion, like Spider-Man 2 was. Gameplay-wise, free world, it was you could be out of the mission and still enjoy the game.
Yes.
So with this one as a final verdict, what are we thinking here? With this being in the other superhero game universe, where does this one sit?
Okay, it's disappointing to say this, but as it stands right now, it's not a great game.
Okay.
But it is a looter shooter with the potential. There's all these upgrades. Joker's been teased as a playable character, as DLC, and that's all going to be free later.
Alright.
So what the game eventually becomes, remember a lot of these games
Yes.
are games as services, could be interesting.
Okay.
But we're going to have to see. As it stands right now, it's not as cool as it should be. And Rocksteady, I love you. I love you guys. And I'm just really disappointed. When I saw the first trailer for this, I was losing. I went to Jess. I was freaking out. I was like, this is going to be brilliant. This is going to be, my expectations are here. And I think that's maybe part of it. They just dropped the ball, man.
Wow.
Big time.
All right. Well, thanks to honesty, and that's what we need when it comes to reviews. I can't wait for the Madam Web review a little bit later. That'll be fantastic. However, that's it over there. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. You can play it if you want to play it and you want to weigh in. Please hit us up on social media. We'd love to hear what you think of this brand new game.
Well, the guessing games, it continues right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for Tropica's very exciting news. Now, I'm going to ask Wasey to come and join me because we have another 1,000 Rand that will be given away today. If you can guess what it is, you've probably seen the hype online.
Of course, there's been a lot. I saw a picture of you looking at this. You're like,
I was shocked.
what was it?
I was shocked. I'm not allowed to say what it is because I don't know what it is. Tropica is all about that summer holiday and beach feeling. So now we're asking various questions like, could it be a holiday?
Okay. It could be maybe a party, like a party in a beach somewhere. You know that they've done these parties where they rent out an entire beach and everybody gets invited. That
like
could
a
be
private beach party.
I mean, that's an idea.
Maybe a concert of some of the biggest stars that South Africa has.
Ooh, but it's got to have to do something to do with the island. You know, Tropic has always been an island thing. It could be like island of treasure, island of, maybe there's an island of new treasure. I don't know.
Well, the big question is, do you think you know what the big news is? Well, if you do, head on over to @mytropica now and comment using that hashtag Tropica, and you could win 1,000 Rand cash. Now, that is smooth. There are T's and C's that apply, and tomorrow we will find out what the news is, and we cannot wait to hear what it is indeed. Because, I mean, we don't know ourselves.
No, we don't.
No.
It's an island something.
Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks. We've teased JP Sebastian is here. Well, he is really here to review the movie Madam Web.
That's going to be crazy. And then, of course, we've got a Content Creator Awards all the way through the show. We have to meet some of those individuals coming through. Look at that. Afralicia is going to be in the house chatting to you. So let's make sure that we sit down, get comfortable, maybe grab a Tropica and enjoy a Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3. We have JP Sebastian in studio, and he is ready. He is ready
Deep sigh.
butcher the next movie.
Yeah.
Is this a review or a preview?
I think this is a eulogy. So no, I've seen it, and so this is a review. Yeah.
A review.
Yes,
So you're supposed to dish out popcorn.
You really-
Did you bring kernels?
I tell you, I was tempted to bring a first to Expresso, but whatever. We'll get into that number later. So
Yes.
Madame Web. But look, you might have seen enough on social media to know that people were very nervous. To know that even Dakota Johnson, let me tell you what, lead actress Dakota Johnson, obviously known for 50 Shades and all that
Yes.
kind of business, fired her agency after this movie before it even came out. So what does this tell you about her faith in what comes next? So the yeah, tell
I
you
feel
what.
like you're making us so excited to go see how bad it is.
Which is actually also good.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes that's a kicker for people. Like I end up rooting for the villain. Like, yes, end it sooner. But yeah, I'm not even sure that this is a sales point for it. Look, tell you what, I'm going to let you have them say their own last words themselves from the horse's mouth. Because this is probably the last you'll hear of Madame Web this month and for the rest of your life, ideally. Here it is, a look at some of the pretty faces behind the movie releasing tomorrow.
Madame Web is a truly dynamic character.
Hi, it's Cassie Webb.
When you first meet Cassie, she is a paramedic in New York City and doesn't really let people in.
You have a winning personality. I guess I got yours by mistake.
And then things take quite a turn. When Cassie begins to experience her clairvoyance, she thinks she's losing her mind.
This is an emergency. Get off the train.
In this one moment, Cassie connects all three of their lives.
That man is trying to kill you.
Madame Web's powers are really interesting. She's able to see into the future.
And because she's able to see it, she's able to prevent it.
Let's try that again.
It's really interesting how it plays on fate or destiny. You don't think this is weird? How we're all connected?
It's honestly like the least weird thing that's happened all day.
Okay, I'm watching that and I'm actually intrigued.
God bless you.
I'm
Like,
watching
you're
that, I'm
you're
intrigued.
A saint. You should be canonized. That's awesomely sweet of you.
Now I want to see that movie.
Oh, no, like, so what grabs you? Like, I'm not mocking you.
No, I like Dakota Johnson.
I have a soft
She's
spot for her
draw.
too.
Good-looking cast. The action looks good.
There's a lot of look good here. It's like when a parent is trying to be very friendly. We're being told, our director, in fact, just
Very
threw
low
down the hammer.
standards.
She said, Carl, you're being very quiet. Nervously fondling your arm there.
No, I just wanted to listen to your review because I can't wait. And I haven't seen the movie. I saw the trailers. And as somebody who's a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, my worry is it's come to life. I feel like this movie is going to be entangled in its own narrative and not have an identity within the universe itself. And I also believe that
So
perhaps
presidential.
Yes, I do. Yes, so that's true. And I also just believe that, you know, she's a precog in a way, and I don't know how they would even fit in, especially when you have the three other Spider Girls here. Crazy.
So wait, I'm going to ask this question. Which universe does this fit into? Is this, because this is not part of, is this part of Marvel? Is this part of DC?
Sure. So like maybe most people don't still sort of understand by now, and it's because it's business dealings really. What a lot of these things are is that Disney oversees Marvel. Which would include stuff like Avengers, etc., etc.
Captain America.
Then you have, well, Fox used to exist as its own thing, but now it's under Disney. That used to be X-Men. Then you have Sony, which produces these gems, including Spider-Man, of course, which is actually one of the... You've got to remember, across the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Verse is this studio as well, so good for them for that. Those are masterpieces.
They should have made it animated then.
And then on the other hand, you have DC, which is a different thing altogether, and that's usually Warner Brothers, etc., etc. So there are these corporate overhangings. But now that we mentioned all of those, and Carl worries about what the trajectory is, what the future is of these sorts of movies, what I find really hopeful is that you'll find these DC boys, and it's usually boys, fighting over, oh, Marvel made a bad movie last year, it was the Marvels. And
Yes.
the Marvel people will be like, oh, well, DC made a bad movie, Aquaman 2 was terrible. And Sony kicks down the door and goes, hold my venom. Because, wow, previously, obviously, it was Morbius that people were arguing. People were like, this might be one of the worst things committed to, like, photons to the eyeballs ever made. And Madame Web is here to take the crown, I'm sure. I have a strong suspicion that, and I can't confirm it, the truth will come out eventually, but like AI must have been involved in the writing of this. And I'm not even joking, because it feels that broken at times.
What?
To the extent that I'll compare genres and feels. And I'll say that it feels similar to, there's a certain genre of cinema where you can imagine an actor going up to a beautiful lady and going, hey, did you order the big sausage pizza? It's that level of acting. I don't know if you know the genre I'm referring to. Yes, adult cinema. Anyway, so it's that staccato and that broken, and I think that's because it's very much purpose-driven. It's like, oh, what is the event we're getting to? So all the language is very sort of like weird and choppy. I honestly don't know, because like I said, I do have a soft spot for Dakota Johnson, and I don't know how much the blame lies with them as actors, because there is interplay with like Adam Scott, for example, who's a funny comedian ordinarily and other things. And I think what maybe some production companies do is they go, hey, actor, do the funny thing, please. We know we didn't do it in script, but I'm sure you can riff. There's a lot of ways that maybe it's AI, maybe there are too many scenes where it feels like you told your actors to improvise, and that's really unfair. So there are these weird ambling moments. There's not a hint of humor in this. There's not once that anyone is able to laugh, including the other press members behind me, and including, like I said, social media people who have already seen this. It's just like, it's a travesty is what we're looking at here. So there's some people saying, don't blame Dakota Johnson. I don't know where I stand on that, because, like, man, I suppose... Look, I'm speechless at this point. I'll tell you one thing I did scream, however, at the end of the movie is I turned around to the rest of the members of the press and shouted, stage 8 now! Stage 8 now! Seriously, like, if there's any way I could never have to see a movie again, I might be happy.
Okay, wait, just so I'm looking at that trailer. I looked at the images that was on the screen while you were talking, and it really captivated me. So is this a case of they literally just took the best moments and put it in the trailer?
Which, of course, you know, usually is like the attempt at the sales pitch, but like the structure is so broken, including and another reason why I think like AI might have been involved in this is you've got a pursuit here. You've got the bad guy chasing the good guy who's taking care of these other three good guys. I haven't even told you what the story is. I promise you it doesn't matter. So you've got a movie that's about pursuit. You have a movie that's about chase. So how do you psychologically park, okay, the bad guy might be somewhere while they're doing this. And then she goes to Dorval off over there. So where are these other three people? So you got these parties spread in your psychic space. And then these weird moments in that structure where the character's like, wait here, I'll be right back. And then she goes to do some research on the spider. If I hear the word spider again, this movie. Look, tell you what,
And there's no connection to Spider-Man.
It's hard to know what there is any connection to. It's that sort of disjointed. I'll tell you one of the funniest plot holes for me about this movie, and this is not a spoiler really, but like you said, she's a precog. She's got precognizance. She's able to see the future, and she's slowly discovering this. She discovers by 90 minutes in, and that's really when the powers kick in. The rest is like 90 minutes of like acting confused about the whole time. Is that one of her premonitions is that there's this great future where her and these new spider girls, it's like she tries to predetermine or predict that there will be sequels, but that is so incorrect. Like that's the biggest plot hole, is the prediction of any sequels. Tell you what, though, we have another clip, and this is an actor who I think is honestly one of the best living actors we've got, and he's done himself so dirty by acting in this movie. Tahar Rahim, who, watch Aprofet, watch The Mauritanian, but here he is trying to describe what his villain is, and I hope he gets it right, because I can't. Madame Web.
Ezekiel Sims is a fascinating villain. He seeks out a secret tribe in Peru who possess inhuman strength and health.
I've been searching for that spider for years.
And these powers, they allow him to see into the future, including his own death.
He's trying to change what happens. If you want to live, you have to trust me.
He becomes obsessed with finding his killers first.
If you knew what I knew, you'd do the same thing.
The question is, does knowing his future save him from it?
Okay, now we have to ask the big question.
Ask the question.
Are you even handing out popcorn for this movie?
I'm literally, and I'm not even saying this with like a funny face or whatever, like I'm being charitable and I'm doing my best to be nice, to say that I can only give this 2 out of 10. That's probably the lowest score I've given a movie ever.
It's the lowest.
If you hold me here for another minute, I will drop it.
Just like a little pop and 2 fell out.
More criminal cheese than that. No, for real. This is one of the worst things I've seen in a long time in my life. And if you keep me here any longer, it will drop to 0. I'm not even kidding. Get me off this car.
He's going to take his popcorns back.
Stage 8 now. Stage 8 now. No movies ever again.
Let's send JP home.
Send me to the ICU.
Okay, well, listen, JP butchered it. I still think it looks interesting.
Good for you.
That's Madam Web. It's releasing into cinemas tomorrow. Go see it, don't go see it. Let us know.
Or not.
Oh, well, listen, let's find out from Zanele
Right
what's
about
happening.
now. Yes, indeed. The goodness continues here on our Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know what, Expresso family? If your Valentine's Day was a 2 out of 10, it's okay, because we are going to spoil you here on Expresso and make sure that you are smiling on the 15th of February, which is why on the way we chat to content creator Afro Lisha, who gets into all things TikTok Top Creator Awards. And then I am so excited because we get to be with the ever beautiful, ever amazing, the legend, the icon. Cece is in the building, and she's going to be blowing us away with her angelic voice in a little bit right here on S3. You got to make sure you don't go anywhere, because we're going to take a short break, but don't go too far, ne? A whole lot more continues right after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and in honor of the most captivating awards in the digital entertainment realm, 2023 TikTok Top Creator Awards. Joining us right now is Afro Lisha, a.k.a. the Hair Goddess, a.k.a. Macy Keiko Like Your Hara, is here. She's the TikTok content creator and one of the winners. And let's give her a proper welcome. She is an award winner, Afro Lisha!
Thank you so much.
You have the most incredible smile on your face. Has it sunken in that you have won this award? And what does an award like this mean to the hard work you've been doing?
Yes, I think it has sunk in. Sorry, I feel like the people really made it known. They really celebrated me over these past few days. Yes, it just means a lot for content. It's just like a validation of what I've been doing. It's the right direction.
Because, you know, I'm assuming, I don't know if your parents are maybe the same, they always want to know, when are you going to get a real job? Like, they don't realize or understand that that is a space where you can make a career out of it. And an award like that just gives it that extra stamp of approval.
Yes, definitely. I've still had people ask me, so do you think you're going to go back to get a normal job? I think that is a little bit of an insult now.
It is.
It's a job.
Yeah, I think
it's a full-time job
by now.
It's a powerful job as well, because if you think about the type of, I mean, they say influencer to content creator, but the thing is, if you have the power, word of mouth is still the strongest marketing tool on the planet, which means you can enable so many different causes and brands, which is great. So it's a job. We said so, okay?
Yes.
And then I want to take you back to the evening. Of course, hearing your name being called, winning this award, what went through your mind? And then how do you pre-prepare a speech just in case you win, or does that come like naturally to you?
For me, it came quite naturally. I was very grateful to just be invited. It was my first thing, any awards type thing like this.
Oh, great.
So I was very grateful to go, very excited. I was recording all the winners, and then when they called my name, we had to get into that mode. And I went up, and literally the speech that I made came from my heart. It was really what I felt at the moment.
Yes.
So, yes, there was nothing pre-planned. I didn't know I was going to win, but it was a blessing.
Well done.
Oh,
Thank you.
It's incredible. Let's just give some context to perhaps people that are not on TikTok or familiar with Afrolisha, aka the hair goddess. What type of content would you say you create?
I create hair care content, more specifically natural hair. I focus on tutorials, reviews, and yes, basically everything got to do with natural hair. I also focus on some trending topics. But yes, that's what I do on social media.
So is that the curly girl hair experience right now that we see on
Yes, that
screen?
video actually went viral.
Yes, because you're using the back
All
of a
over the
hairbrush.
world.
Everybody has a hairbrush. You don't need
Yes.
a fancy piece of equipment. All you need is innovation and
Everyone
ingenuity.
started trying that trend.
Yes.
And then that's why everyone's curls are looking fabulous.
Just-
Exactly.
You walk through a mall, there's only curls now, thanks to you. You know that.
Thanks
well
to
done.
me, yes.
That's thanks to you. But let's just talk to content creation itself. You know, Zoe and I were mentioning that it's a job.
Yes.
And it should be taken quite seriously. And I know some people are quite apprehensive to get into the space. They don't know where to find themselves. Obviously, you had to have a journey to find what your niche point is.
Yes.
Some people are still exploring a number of different things. Do I go funny? Do I go informative? Do I go educational? Do I do skits and pranks? So, to help any content creator watching you now, you're an award winner. What type of advice would you give to them to find their place in this space?
I would definitely let them know that it should be something that comes naturally, but try and also to add value. So why it should come naturally is because you're going to be doing this forever. You're going to be doing this a few times a day. So there has to be able to come natural. That's how you keep up with the consistency. And yeah, I would really say make sure it's something you really want to do.
Okay.
Before you go into it, because it's quite a bit of work. It's not just recording, it's everything else.
It is everything else. And I mean, look at that beautiful award you have to show for the hard work you've done. Does that now mean that beautiful award's going to appear in the background of your videos?
I was actually going to take it to my family home, but I think that's a better idea.
Have it. You know, while you're filming, just like a shelf in the background, a little spotlight on it.
That's my new plans when I get home this afternoon. So
I have an idea for a video for you. Use that to curl your hair. Because you use the back of a hairbrush. I'm just saying, you may think I'm crazy. I dare you
I am
to
that
use that
creative. I'll
to
make a
curl
way.
the hair with the award. Then it's literally an award-winning curl innovation. Is that okay?
I'll
Can
make a
we give you
plan.
that challenge?
Yes, I'll make a plan.
Yes.
Oh, you know, I'm still fascinated because content creation's not as easy as people think it is.
No. Yes.
It's time-consuming. You need to think the concept through. You need to execute it. You need to edit it. There's so many layers to it. How long does it take you to produce a piece of content? Because I think people need to understand the hours that go into a video that may only be a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so I've been doing it for quite a while. It actually did become a lot quicker, but I would say for one video that's about 15 to 30 seconds would take me about 4 hours now. This is after 5 years I've been doing it probably every day. So it's still quite a while. I try to post at least 1 to 3 times a day, so that I keep active in the algorithm. But yeah, it takes some time. I try and do batch recording, but yeah, that's the time it takes.
It's kind of like cooking to me. You know, when you slow cook a meal and it's like 4 to 5 hours and you put it in front of somebody and they finish
For
it
a
off in like 15
15-second
seconds.
thing.
It's exactly
I don't
that.
like cooking.
But it means that you...
But 10 million people eat my food, so...
Oh,
Exactly, and we love your table, we love your restaurant, okay? We're going to come through there every day. But thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. It means so much to hear from
I'm
you guys.
hoping to see that award in the background, please.
Definitely.
Next
I'll
video.
tag you.
Please, man.
I'll tag you in
Use
that
the
video
curl
too.
in the... Thank you. Ooh, we are making content as we speak. It's the best.
Afrolisha, congratulations once again, and enjoy all the exciting things that's going to come with that accolade.
Thank you. It's only the beginning. You'll see a lot of me.
Definitely it is. Now, we had something earlier in the week where we did a little bit of a I like big brands and I cannot lie.
and the other brothers can't. Nah. When you see the we could sing the whole song to you. But if you ever hesitated before splurging on a big ticket item, I think Kutle is the perfect person to show you how to explore the specs and truly get a feel for those grand investments before making some sort of a commitment. That's thanks to game stores.
Definitely. Now get ready for an insider's look at how they're revolutionizing your shopping experience.
I like big brands and I cannot lie. Okay, let me try to contain my excitement because we are about to get into the importance of checking out big ticket items in store before making that commitment. I have my eyes, I'm on 3 fantastic products and we are about to get a closer look. Let's go, let's go, let's go. First up, we have the Samsung 58-inch Crystal UHD 4K TV. Now listen, I love and enjoy online shopping, but nothing beats the experience of being in store, feeling the sleek design, experiencing the vibrant colors in person firsthand. I mean, Benny, look at this beauty of a product. Tell me more.
This is our Crystal UHD 58-inch 4K TV, smart TV. So it's currently running for 7,999 from 10,999.
Until when?
Until the 16th of Feb.
Until the 16th of Feb. That is a big deal. It's very important to come in store and have a look and check out some of these big brand items before purchasing them because, number one, you get to exercise some of your senses. You get to see it, you get to feel it, and you get to experience it. It is time to cool off a little bit with the Defy 559 liters side-by-side fridge. Now, hear me out, okay? Imagine coming into store and actually seeing the spacious compartments, feeling the material of the product, and generally trying to figure out how this incredible product can fit in the layout of your kitchen. I have so many questions, and Elias is here to help me out. 559 liters, what does that mean?
This is the biggest fridge we have in the store, with 190 liters on the freezer and 369 liters on the fridge side. If you can check other fridges, they would have a light on top or a small light somewhere. But because this one, the LED light goes from the top to the bottom, it keeps your shelves, all of them lit. So
I'm seeing a blue light in there. What's that all about?
Defy calls this fridge a nature light fridge. Now, the idea behind that is there's a blue light over there, which resembles the sunlight. The reason behind that is to keep the fruits and the veggies fresh longer.
What I am learning is that this is more than just a fridge, it's a lifestyle upgrade. The benefits of being able to do this, I think at the top of my list is the fact that you get assistance from friendly staff in the store. You have questions, you get to ask those questions and receive responses in real time, which is a privilege that sometimes you don't get with online purchasing. Finally, it's time for us to dive into the world of technology with the ProLine Intel Celeron laptop. Vusi, the first thing that captured my eye is just the sleek and compact design. I love it.
A ProLine is your basic entry-level kind of a laptop, you understand? For your students, office work, you understand? If you want to maybe save into internet, download, watch a few movies from time to time. It's a 13.9-inch TSA laptop. It's small and convenient and it's portable, you understand? It's a 4 gig RAM, UHD graphics as well for those small, you know,
projects.
You understand, young Cholamus.
Amazing. And how much does this one go for?
Now, currently it's on promotion for 2,899.
Can I just get a feel of it?
No problem.
And the keyboard.
Sure thing. Yeah, well.
Okay. Let me type something. Can I type something here? Being in store and getting assistance from an expert of the product makes the experience and the process that much easier. If you're not a big tech person, but you want to have access to all of these things, this is the perfect starter pack.
This is exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
bye. Now, if you are like me and you absolutely appreciate the importance of going in store to see and experience and check out these big brands, these big buys before committing to purchasing them, then head on over to Game. Now your favorite brands are waiting for you because this is an unbeatable experience. So from me to you, happy shopping!
We told you we like big brands and we cannot lie. How amazing is that? Just really revolutionizing your shopping experience. Oh, but we've got some exciting news because now you also stand the chance to win 2,000 Rand, and that is a Game Stores voucher that's up for grabs.
Wow. So to enter, just tell us when you're looking for a big brand, you cannot lie, excuse me, which aisle at Game Stores do you visit first? So share your answer with us, please. Facebook, X, Instagram pages, use the hashtag #GotGame in your entry, and remember, T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
And you better hurry because the competition runs until the 29th of February. Yes, you heard that correctly. That day is here this year, and that is until midnight for you to enter. This is not a hoax.
Yes, it's not a hoax at all. However, we do have Johannesburg to go to. Zanele is standing by to give you even more on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Now, Johannesburg family, as well as South we don't just love big brands and we cannot lie. We also love big personalities. And this is why this morning we are joined by none other than platinum-selling artist Cece, who's going to be blowing us away with her beautiful voice. And then we're also going to be getting into what we absolutely love, which is chatting to one of our favorite personalities. It is someone who continues to push the margin when it comes to content creation. I am talking about the king of content. His name is Sipho Alfim Kwanazi, and he is in the building to talk all things TikTok Top Creator Awards. Trust me, you want to stick around because this is a PSA and I'm letting you know that you are not ready for what is about to be explosive on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back after this.
Nomination Italy are spreading the love this Valentine's week with 40,000 Rand in exquisite jewelry to be won. For a chance to be one of 10 lucky winners, head to Nomination SA official Instagram page. Follow, like the pinned competition post, tag 3 friends, share, include hashtag Nomination Valentines and hashtag One For Me, One For You. Competition closes 16 February at midnight. Find T's and C's on nomination.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And just like that, we're back like, oh, Lord. I'm talking about the fact that we still have so much here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. However, something else that was back like is in fact the TikTok Top Creator Awards that happened last week, Friday in Midrand. And oh, my friend, what a night. Now, look, you don't just have to take my own opinion for it. I've actually got someone who was there, who was running the whole thing and made it as beautiful as it was when we were celebrating the fact that TikTok has gone on to not just shape the cultural and beautiful landscape of what we look at when we say digital in South Africa and Africa, but also the fact that we have such incredible people who are truly allowing their creativity to show what it means when we look to the future. This morning, who exactly do I bring to you to tell you just how amazing it was? I'm talking about the host and someone who is just a king of content. Everybody, please make some noise for Sipho Alfie Mkhwanazi.
Please
Hello.
stop. Please stop.
No. It's who you are and it's what you did. How are you, Alfie?
I'm very well. How are you, Zanele?
I'm amazing, especially because last week we were hosted by such an amazing human. You know what I mean? Alfie, speak to us, because for you, I know that this was such a special moment.
Sure.
You were there doing the things on the stage, but this was after just a year ago, having the biggest video on TikTok.
Yes.
And having had such an amazing run on TikTok thus far.
Sure.
What did it feel like going from being on TikTok to now hosting these awards?
I think I mentioned last week, Friday, as I was emceeing, that it's such a full circle moment for me, because starting off as a creator on the platform and now growing to working with so many brands and then having to host the actual awards for me was delightful, because it was like, actually, yeah, dreams are valid, man, you know, and if you do what you're supposed to do and you put yourself out there, definitely you go rock it. And we rocked it last Friday.
Yes, 100%, my love.
So.
And with you saying, Sipho, that you now work with so many brands, I'm hearing money.
And it's not, it's exposure.
Stop lying. A businessman of note is what you are. But you are also a content creator of note, which is why I know you can pick out amazing creators. Why was it so important that last week happened and that we celebrated all of these creators?
I think it's very important to know that what you're doing and what you're putting out there is being seen. And it's such an affirming moment for the fellow creators that were there, you know. We have seen that TikTok opens doors for individuals on international platforms, you know, and the importance of those awards was just to say to the creatives, keep doing what you're doing. You are being seen by the right people, and if you are just consistent in what you're doing, definitely you'll be placed in the right positions, just as I was.
As you are right now, even, my love. But Alfie, I also know that for you, content creation isn't something that just snuck upon you. You know, it came from somewhere. Speak to us about that journey. How did it all start for you?
I think content creation for me, it's only being dubbed content creation now. What you will experience when you experience Alfie is the same Alfie throughout. And I've always been the same Alfie, even when I was young.
Yes.
Extremely opinionated, always getting into trouble because I said this and I said that and all of that sort of stuff, you know. We've worked together so many times, and you know that you get to experience the same Alfie throughout. So for 100%. Me, it's not content creation. It's me being myself. It's me being Isipho. My name is Usipho, you know. It's me being that gift that just takes that 30 seconds or that 60 seconds to make people smile. And if I can do that and make your day in that way, I've done my job, you know. I pat myself on the back and be like, yeah, I did that.
We did that, honey. Even yesterday, Sipho was making people laugh all over social media with his Valentine's Day post. What did you say? You said it was, you know,
no, is it biblical? Because I mean, I don't wanna be in trouble with God because I'm celebrating Valentine's. Yes, I don't have someone we know, but you know.
I am so done with you, Alfie. So many things have happened from the very first time that we had our very first interview on Selima Tuesday. Now on Expresso. Talk to me about your highlight thus far as a content creator, how it's changed your life almost.
I think the biggest highlight for me is not the stages that I've occupied. It's not the brands that I've worked with. It's not the trending videos that I've done. One of the biggest highlights for me was I quit my job, right? And decided to go independent. And for my mom to say to me, it's so beautiful for people to come to me and say, you have given birth to such a gift. That for me was my highlight, because everything I do is for her. Umam's Bosch is the character that we see. So for me to say, to get that feedback from her, to say, oh my word, I don't even know what you do. My mom is clueless about content creation, TikTok and whatnot. But for her to come back and say, I saw it and you know what, you're doing good. And we celebrate that as your family. That for me is my highlight.
Oh, and I'm even proud of you, Alfie, and I'm just your friend. But Alfie, you are incredible. Thank you for everything that you do. And also, please pass on regards to Mom, because she makes us laugh, even from her inspiring you. And also even her telling us this morning that you look like Georgine Zamden.
Oh, because of all of the and I get it from her.
I was about to say, you literally get it from her.
I do.
But Alfie, you're incredible, and please continue making us laugh. We love you so much.
Please keep rising, my queen. I'm sure we'll be working together again and again and again. It's what we do.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, man, it's always so beautiful to see people who need to be celebrated actually given their flowers and in real time. And this is why we love the TikTok Top Creator Awards. Now, for me, I know that we are still getting into so much here on Expresso, but you know that at the top of the hour, we got to get into the news, baby. And this is why Zoe's standing by with your news headlines.
Thank you, Zanele. Let's jump straight into it with your national headlines. It's reported that Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi will make an announcement on the scrapping of e-tolls during his State of the Province address next week. During the 2022 medium-term budget policy statement, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana said the national government would scrap e-tolls and absorb the debt by paying 70%, while the Gauteng government would cough up the remaining 30%. Since then, there has been very little in the way of announcements by either the provincial or the national government. And the National Press Club named the Springboks as the Newsmaker of the Year for 2023. The club chairman, Antoinette Slabbert, says the award goes to the theme that dominated the year's news. The club has been doing the award since 1980, based on the amount of news coverage the issue receives. The National Press Club is the largest of its kind in the country and represents working journalists and communications professionals. Previous recipients include former presidents Nelson Mandela, F.W. de Klerk and Thabo Mbeki, and Hollywood actress Charlize Theron. And a large Russian amphibious ship, the Caesar Kunikov, has been sunk off the coast of Russian-occupied Crimea. Powerful explosions were heard early yesterday, which suggested the ship was headed south of the town of Yalta. Ukraine's intelligence directorate released a video of what is said were Magura V-5C drones striking the ship. Ukraine has repeatedly in the past hit Russia's Black Sea fleet in occupied Crimea. Satellite images last year showed much of the fleet had left the peninsula for the Russian Black Sea port of Novorossiysk. And Nigeria is seeking Interpol's help in arresting 3 suspects who allegedly stole 6.2 million rand from the central bank using the forged signature of then-President Muhammadu Buhari. Authorities believe the suspects conspired with Nigeria's former central bank chief, Godwin Emefiele, who's already facing 20 charges, including illegally receiving the $6.2 million. Emefiele has denied all charges and is currently out on bail. He is the most high-profile former official to be charged with corruption since President Bola Tinubu took office last May. And from Australia comes a story too cool to believe. Like a vegetation version of Jurassic Park, a stand of 90 pine trees from a species that evolved in the Cretaceous era were found high in the Blue Mountains in 1994. These living fossils survived both the comet impact that killed the dinosaurs, as well as 2 intervening ice ages. Australian botanists say it's the find of the century, a top-secret national treasure. The Wollomie pine evolved 91 million years ago and went extinct 2 million years ago. But for the past 3 decades and in extreme secrecy, a team of specialists has been planting small clumps of the Wollomie pine in other locations to ensure it sees another 91 million years. Well, that's where I leave the morning headlines for now. Let's take another look at your sport.
Last night, Ciro Immobile propelled Lazio towards their first Champions League quarter-final in nearly 25 years with a crucial 1-0 victory over Bayern Munich. Immobile, the Italian forward, secured the win with a penalty in the 69th minute at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. His goal compounded Bayern's troubles as they face a potential season of disappointment by their lofty standards. Now on to cricket at the lunch break on day 3 of the second test between the Proteas and New Zealand. The match hung in the balance with the visitors at 88 for the loss of 3 in their second innings, holding a 119-run lead over the hosts at Seddon Park. Despite a challenging morning session that saw the Proteas lose top-order wickets, David Bedingham and Zubair Hamza provided some aggressive batting, leaving the team in a positive position heading into the afternoon session. On to rugby news. In a move to support colourblind rugby fans, Ireland and Wales may abandon their traditional plain green and red shirts soon. The green-red combination poses challenges for those with colour vision deficiency, or CVD, affecting around 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women globally. Now, starting January next year, World Rugby regulations will require teams to avoid kit clashes that hinder spectators and TV viewers with CVD. And tennis action at the Grand Slams. In fact, Grand Slam titans Venus Williams and Caroline Wozniacki have been granted wildcards for the upcoming Indian Wells tournament in March. Williams, a 7-time Grand Slam victor, returns after her last appearance ended abruptly at the 2019 US Open. Meanwhile, Wozniacki, former world #1 and Australian Open champion, resumes her comeback journey after a solid showing at the US and Australian Opens last year. The BNP Paribas Open gets underway from the 6th to the 17th of March at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Another update for you in 1 hour, and I know you may be on your way to work and worried about any incident ahead of you. Don't worry, Zoe has got your back.
Thank you, Wasty. Let's start off with traffic in Gauteng Morningside. There's a vehicle, in fact, a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 northbound. It's at that ramp to Rivonia Road. The right lane is closed. Please approach with caution. If you're in Cape Town in Athlone, there's congestion on the N2 inbound at Jakes Gerwel. Please allow for more travel time. In Goodwood, there's congestion on the N7 southbound. It's at the ramp to the N1 inbound. Do expect delays, and there's also some rain in Cape Town this morning, so do remember to please switch on your headlights, maintain a safe following distance, and have a great day. Well, that's your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And we start off with some news. The South African Weather Service has once again warned of extreme high fire danger conditions over the Beaufort West municipality of the Western Cape today. Meanwhile, the Garden Route District municipality says several wildfires in the area have been extinguished. Wildfires, which are thought to have started due to the extreme high temperatures, were reported in Haarlem and Glentana near George, in the Swartberg Mountains near Oudtshoorn, and at Alwyndal in Mossel Bay. The municipality says firefighting teams have started to withdraw from the fire scenes, and landowners will monitor the situation. Cleanup work is currently being completed. Well, it is 7 a.m. Let's take a look at another sunrise view. And Tanya Hall shared this one. Look at that beautiful sunrise view from fishermen at Blue Lagoon, south of Umgeni River in Durban. What a beautiful sunrise. Well, if you would love to share yours, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Here's a look at your temperatures for today. extreme temperatures. I mean, Sutherland, brace yourself, a low of 4 degrees. Cape Town, 81% of rain. And also Uppington, enjoy a nice hot day. But if you are a lover of the game, then use your sport know-how to predict match day results and stand a chance to claim your share in today's Sports Stakes 8 jackpot, estimated at over 1 million rand.
Wow, all right. Well, it's your chance of scoring a big win, as you can hear, and it could become a reality. It could be off the pitch, but on the pitch as they do their thing. You can play Sports Stake 8 on the nationallottery.co.za website. That's an option for you. You can play Sports Stake 8 right now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights. And of course, to hashtag Beinja, you gay.
Well, listen, there's still lots coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show between now and 9 o'clock. Zanele, what's happening in Joburg?
Oh, so much is happening, my Zoe. It is such a beautiful morning because we are about to be blown away by a platinum-selling artist. Honestly and truly, this queen is one of my favorites, and South Africa loves her voice. I am talking about Cece, and she's not just going to be chatting to us, but she's got 2 songs that she's going to be performing for us as well. Also on the way, though, we know we're hungry in the morning, so this is why Expresso family, we're going to be telling you about the recipe you never knew you needed. None other than a cheesy, or forgive me, morning after cheesy breakfast croissant. We're taking you to Paris, okay? Do not go anywhere, though. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we chat to the beautiful Cece.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, y'all. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show where, baby, we always have you feeling good. One of the ways we do this is by having only the best guests in the whole entire world. And this morning, I am talking about a multi-platinum selling artist, someone who is also an actress. She is also a fierce dancer, thank you very much. She's got Metro FM awards under her belt and so many others. I am talking about the queen. I call her a legend. I call her an icon because of the impact that she has had on the music industry. Everybody, please make some noise for Cece! Come on! Gorgeous lady, how are you?
Good morning, and how are you?
I'm all the better for seeing you.
Look,
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
good.
Yeah.
It must really mean that I love you if I have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to see this.
Oh, my goodness. And this is why we're so excited, my beautiful Cece. Babe, you're someone who has genuinely had such an impact on the music industry. Yeah. This is why I say you're an icon. Yeah. And of course, you even helped shape the sound that is pop.
Yeah.
Speak to us about that and how it is that, you know, you were just part of influencing this really incredible music industry, but at the same time, why you decided to go in that direction.
I mean, I think for me, I'm always trying to do something new, something fresh. When I broke into the industry, the song that people know me with is Run Away With Me. So it was like a bit of a pop song. Then I decided to try Afro pop, you know what I mean, and sing in my language as well, and to accommodate, you know, South Africans as well, you know what I mean. Now I'm into 3-step and my piano. So I think what I've also learned from people that I look up to is to be able to stay relevant, you also have to be changing with the times without obviously losing a sense of who you are. So even though I do my piano and 3-step, I still keep the writing it's the most important thing for me.
Come on.
Yeah, storytelling is very important.
And this is the thing about you. You're a true storyteller. And it's so beautiful how it comes through your music.
Yeah.
But of course, that also comes from the different experiences that we have in life, right?
Absolutely.
So breaking into the music industry, it's not easy. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it.
Even staying.
Hey, come on. Speak to her. Go deeper, woman of God.
I think it's also just like, it's hard to get in, but it's harder to stay in the music industry because there's so many challenges that lead you up to, you know, your growth.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's also remembering to stay humble. What I've also learned with people in the industry that when you remain humble, even when you're at the top, on your way down, you'll always have people that will catch you because they say, oh, her spirit is everything. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important to always remain grounded, even when you're at the top.
I love that. And you've been at the top, girl. This is why I was such a huge fan of you. But Cece, speak to me actually about those challenges. Because I feel like there's so many young people who are watching right now who say, one day I want to be like Cece, an absolute legend. What were those challenges that you had coming into the music industry?
Being a female, man, you know what I mean? Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. But you know, it's almost like it's always so difficult to be a female artist because someone doesn't look at you as talent first.
Yeah.
They look at like, ooh,
what does she look like?
If I can, but you know what I mean. What can I get out of her other than her talent? You know what I mean. So I think it's so important that as women we protect ourselves, but we also protect each other.
I love that. This is why you're such a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of being a girl's girl, you've collaborated with so many different women over the last year.
Yeah.
Tell me about each and every one of them in terms of the people that you chose, right?
Yeah.
But then also, who are we looking forward to collaborating with in 2024?
I worked with DJ Zinhle on the song that I'm about to perform. And I love it. You know, her professionalism, her respect, love for her craft is everything to me. Like, that for me is like the one thing that I was drawn to and gravitated to. And I think we always had discussions of how people that are coming up now don't take, you know, work as seriously. Be on time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So don't double book yourself. Don't let people down. You know what I mean? Because in the long run, that catches up with you.
Sure.
Worked with Lady Amar on Hamba Chuba, which was a
number one song.
Which was a massive success. Also just quite unexpected because this was like the first song that I did outside of my genre.
Yes. So, and look at what you did with it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was your first one, Cece.
Yeah.
And you just took everyone out of the charts. You were like, no, I'm here now. I've arrived. Thank you. But babe, I know as well, in terms of your EP, this is something that's special for you. Talk to us about it, please.
Look, my EP, I'm looking to drop it sometime this year.
Okay.
I'm back in studio. I'm looking to work with upcoming artists as well.
Yeah.
I'll be putting up, well, I've actually put it up. I put up a verse challenge for people to join in because I want a new artist, fresh voice that I can work with and add them on my EP. So I'm looking forward to that.
I love it. And I know that when people, you know, see a platform, a lot of them go for it in South Africa because we're dream chasers.
Absolutely.
100%. Speaking of dreams, I've always had a dream of seeing you perform live.
We are dream girls.
Oh, thank you very much. And this is why right about now, my dream is in fact going to come true. But I also have the dream to celebrate the queen, that is Cece. And that is why Expresso family, please help us to wish a very happy birthday to Cece. Woo! Happy birthday! I can't believe you woke up at 3 o'clock on your birthday to come and be with us.
Absolutely.
But it speaks to the love that you have for us and from Zanzi.
That
That is it. It deserves to be celebrated on a national platform. And this is why, everybody, please put your hands together for the queen, Cece. She is performing the song with DJ Zinhle. Tula, let's go.
Says Nyembezi zami aziweli pasi Bonanti adila Daligini Oagini we Danini we Nyembezi zami aziweli pasi Bonanti adila Daligini Oagini we
Queen. And one thing about Cece, the mic is always on, honey. Yeah. We are not done just yet this morning. It still continues here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She's going to be back for another song. But right about now, there's still a whole lot on the menu, and Cape Town's about to let us in on it. Guys, what's happening that side?
Lots of fun. I can guarantee you that. And I love that performance. You know, when it comes to entertainment, you've officially been CC'd on the email. But there's more to come for you because, as you know, Scrum 5, a recycling initiative, we're going to delve right into it because we love looking after our planet. It's important, right?
Definitely. And then we'll also take a look at South Africa's waste recycling and collection. So you do not want to miss out on that. We have breakfast served. So why don't you go refill your coffee cups? We'll see you in just a bit.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3, and this is an opportunity for us to just really delve into some of these great initiatives that we have in South Africa. This morning we tackle an insightful discussion with Andy Daniel, rugby commentator and owner of Scrum 5, as we delve into the inspiring journey of the Rugby Recycle Kit program, discovering how this initiative is reshaping South Africa's rugby landscape and, of course, making a positive social impact. Andy, good morning. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come on and chat about the project.
I think it's a great project because I think it's a huge gap when it comes to, what we see out there with regard to, rugby kits especially. But I think for those who don't know about the program, can you outline it for us a bit more about this particular initiative?
Yeah, so, crikey, we've got to go back a couple of years now.
Let's go back. Let's tell me
I'll keep a very long story as short as possible.
Stories.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I got contacted by an academy up in the Eastern Cape, and it wasn't the first time I've been contacted for rugby kit, but what struck me about this one was that this gentleman had tried everywhere. He'd gone to every governing body,
yes,
every company in his area, every sort of municipality he could possibly do, and unfortunately they couldn't help them for various reasons, obviously.
Yep.
So I don't know why it struck me, but I wanted to help this guy. So asked around in South Africa and unfortunately no help, and then metaphorically went back to the UK and spoke to an amazing company called SOS Kit Aid, who have actually just won a World Rugby Award for doing the similar thing.
Wow.
They put kit into Europe when the Eastern Bloc sort of broke up years ago. That's how it started. And they had kit for me, and I got introduced to a wonderful guy called Gareth Simpson, who rugby lovers here may remember used to play for the Sharks, is now at Saracens.
Yeah.
And he was doing the same because when he was at DHS, they went and played a rural school and they couldn't play with their boots because the rural school didn't have any. So they went back there a week later with a load of boots for the lads there, sort of thing. So he's passionate about it as well. But the problem was we couldn't get the kit over here because of how expensive it is to do so. So very, very fortunately, the UK government and the Foreign Office stepped in and said, we're going to help you get the kit over to South Africa. So went and met them, and then on the Tuesday, so I met them on the Friday, and then on the Tuesday it was here. In the garage of the High Commissioner in Bishop's Court, just up the road. So opened these crates and all these rugby balls fell out and these boots fell out, and then it was kind of, okay, what do I do? What do I do now? So I contacted a lot of local schools and then started handing the kit out, making sure we were getting some press coverage for it, making sure it's the right size. And I mean, this kit's coming from professional rugby clubs, so it's unbelievable quality kit, so it's going to last and test the time. And then as it's grown, I've started working with academies and clubs and doing a lot of due diligence on who we work with, because I have to make sure that the teacher's got the kit and the head coach has got the kit or the manager's got the kit. So from that side of things, is it's been really feel good, but my word, it's escalating very, very quickly, and the realisation of the need in this country for a rugby kit is not lost on me.
I'm really happy. I'm happy that you've pursued this, because I don't think people realise that when you don't have a kit or something that represents what you're doing, that unifies you to a certain cause, I think sometimes you forget how much that means to a kid who is playing whatever sporting code. You have that piece of material on you and you're like, I'm a part of something. And I think that's so valuable in this campaign, is you are literally showing belonging, unification, and I think it's really great power. So kudos to you for this campaign. Are there any stories that pop out, you know, for you with regard to some of the people who have been beneficiaries of this campaign that really just will stay with you forever?
Oh, there's so many stories already, and we've only really been active sort of for about 8 months. But I think I'll give you two very quickly. The first one, there was a new team in Mbekweni, just on the Wellington side of Mbekweni, called Cartersville Barbarians. And they were training on a pitch. The floodlights have been stolen. They have to clear the pitch before they go on it. There's been lots of injuries. And they had their first Sevens tournament coming up, but they didn't have a kit. I think they were going to borrow, and it was all ripped and everything. So to be able to go onto that pitch, and I put a box in front of them, and they're all in a huddle, and it was Newcastle Falcons professional shirts, Glasgow Warriors professional shorts, and the gentleman opposite me, it was quite dark, but he looked up to the sky and went, "Thank you, God." And that still gives me tingles now to that. And the other one was a few weeks back. There's an area of Paarl that's quite heavy on gangsterism, but they've started a rugby team to counteract it. And a former gangster who's kind of looking after the whole programme, when I told him I had kit for him, started openly crying in front of me and just said to me, you don't realise what you've just done. And I think that's kind of the impact that just those guys going out, like you said, in the same kit, that feels good and that they feel worthy of wearing it. I think that's the biggest impact for me. And it's just, those stories just continue and continue. I've seen so many tears in the last 8 months, some of them mine, I think.
I'm really happy, and I'm happy we can share that and share how pertinent it is to look after the community and look after these kids, because, I mean, this could be the future stars of our country. 100%. Motivate them now, show them value now, and they're going to show us value back in the future, which is great. But let's just wrap it up with the future. You know, the thing is, the needs, whoever's watching this interview, you know, people who can contribute in some way, and then also where you see this campaign going in the future.
Yeah, I've got to be careful myself to not let it sort of escalate into too many arms. I've got to keep the ethos in there. The one thing is, if there's any schools or clubs in this country that have kit, we in the UK we say it's a container of shame. You open the container and there's like tackle bags down the back, and there's cones and stuff that haven't been used for 2 years. Please give us a shout. We'll take that kit and we'll put it into the necessary. The growth, we've got promises from the UK government. They're going to continue to get deliveries over here, which is absolutely amazing. I'm already in talks with logistics companies, with storage. Storage is expensive.
Yes, it is.
If anybody wants to help with that, they're more than welcome. So storage and everything. And also one of the major brands that is actually sponsoring the Springboks. I had a great meeting with them yesterday. Man. From a nutrition point of view and a sports energy drink point of view. So it's amazing. There's lots of companies in South Africa that are looking to support this project in different ways. So, yeah, just drop us an email, and, yeah, any help is welcome. But we need more kit from South Africa because there's a huge recycling element to this, which is brilliant for the environment as well. So the carbon emissions you can save by recycling rugby kit is untold. It's massive, because then it doesn't need to be made in a factory somewhere that gets flown over. So step by step, little by little, all of those things can come out in the wash, and we can start educating as well on the environment, which is superb.
Well done, Andy, to you and your team. Scrumfire Rugby, you've done so well, and if you can help out, please do. There's so many kids who just need resources and a chance to prove their worth, and who knows, you could be supporting some future Springboks. So get involved, recycle the kit, and inspire a community.
Oh, what a feel-good morning and what a feel-good story that was. And this morning, in fact, on our Good Morning post to you, we asked you exactly that. What is a feel-good South African story that recently inspired you to be a better person? Share it with us. We asked for voice notes, and that's exactly what you did. We received our first voice note. In fact, let's quickly look at the comments that came through on Facebook. Laura says, "Good morning, my favorite people. You all look amazing this morning. Just waking up to my feel-good breakfast show every day is an inspiration." Oh, well, Laura, we are here for you for exactly that reason. Malusi says, "Good morning, SABC3. Let's have a wacky Wednesday." A story that inspired me is The Mighty Lion, cause everyone has a lion inside, with a cute little picture of a doggo. Look at that. Oh, what a cute one. Oh, we love seeing photos of your fur babies, and we also love hearing your voice notes. So our number is 063-408-8863. Let's take a listen to what you had to say.
Good morning, Expresso. My feel-good story will definitely be yesterday when our gym group collected food parcels for the underprivileged kids for Umfuleni home, kids home. That is my South African story.
Oh, what a beautiful one, and definitely an inspirational one. So please continue to share that with us. Head on over to our Facebook page. Also share those voice notes with us. Our WhatsApp line is open for you. Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're going to take a look at South Africa's waste management and recycling sector. And then also, if you had a big night and you need something delicious the next morning, we're going to do the morning after brekkie. I'm talking about a croissant, egg and cheesy roll. You do not want to miss out on that recipe. We'll see you just now.
Introducing South Africa's first ever double cream custard. Indulge and double the creaminess with Bliss double cream vanilla flavored custard.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning. If you just stepped in, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso here in S3. Goeiemorgen. And joining us this morning is the one and only Lo Venter, a South African actor, director extraordinaire, modern dancer, model. Just basically, he does everything. And we are celebrating the impact of storytelling, and Lo knows just how. In fact, the latest project, a docu-series named Sorted, will show you how important it is to showcase some things that you just need to hear about, the narratives that you don't often see. It's already garnered around 2 million views on YouTube and increasing every single second, highlighting the crucial cause of environmentalism and sustainability in this beautiful country and beyond. Lo Venter, an honor and a pleasure.
Wow, Cole, I mean, with an intro like that, you just forgot woodwork. I do woodwork
Sorry,
as well.
just give me a second. Woodwork. Woodwork is another one. Just letting you know, that's it. And sorry, Lo Venter, woodwork as well, and design and technology. And Bitcoin. Anyway, so Lo, let's go into this.
Fantastic.
So Sorted is your docu-series, and I think it's quite unique. Often you find these series going into all sorts of things, you know, whether it be the life of a celebrity, a backstory, an origin story. You went recycling. Why?
Well, I think it's one of the biggest issues we face. If you drive out here on the coastal road, R310,
yeah,
you find that landfill on the side there.
Yes.
Now, making this docu, we had a sense of just how much stuff, how much material gets dumped into these spaces every day. And
Yes.
it is frightening.
Yeah.
There is an enormous amount of waste around us. It affects our water, it affects our land, it affects literally every aspect of our lives. And we set out to find out what, if anything, is happening in recycling. What is recycling? Is it happening? Like, what is the impact? And most importantly, what do people do? What can we as normal people do to sort of alleviate the effects of all of this waste we live with?
I'm really hoping that, you know, we can start using this as a way to get more and more companies to make the accessibility of recycling, you know, just it's got to be there. Because if I look at when you ask somebody, hey, do you recycle? They're like, you know, I throw it in the bin. But there's not enough, you know, you kind of have to really get that, and the accessibility is quite important. But while doing this series, Sorted, what are some of the key things that popped out for you? Maybe a story or two that really illuminated perhaps what the core problem is?
Well, the two things that spring to mind, just picking up on what you just said about companies, and I think it really starts with design for circularity. That is the key. If you design a product and it's not designed to go into the recycling system later on, well, then we've already lost.
Correct.
Luckily, companies are getting better at it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can be recycled, even liquid board, the stuff that you make, like those long life milk packets out of. Like, there's an amazing amount of stuff that works, and then the other designs that don't work. But that's the industrial side of it. What really struck me when traveling throughout the whole country is the people at the forefront of waste collection. The people that pick the waste up. That keep the streets clean. It's a lot of women. Women are driving this thing. It's incredible. You go to KwaZulu-Natal and you find there's a whole industry of gogos that keep families going with waste collection. And that's the thing, is that it's a grassroots movement. You know, I talk about design for circularity, and the big companies do things, but the people that keep it going are regular people that do amazing, amazing things. And it's never just about waste. It's always seems to boil down to community upliftment as well. Like, people are empowering themselves through solving this problem, and that's just an astounding thing.
I really hope that your series opens up the conversation even more than it has already. In fact, I don't think it's been opened up often enough about recycling. And from production to when it arrives at our home to usage and then us throwing it away, I think there needs to be more interventions with regard to that. So when I look at Sorted as a consumer, as somebody who uses these materials, what type of message do you want me to receive when I watch this docu-series?
Cool. So the fundamental things are this. Waste isn't necessarily waste. And you'll hear a lot of the recyclers and waste pickers and people at buyback centers say, you see waste, we see cash. You see trash, we see cash. And that is the reality, that these materials that we use are resources. They are not to be thrown away. So that's the number one thing. Because your cardboard, your glass, your metals, your paper, all of those things can be put back into the system, and they can be turned into something useful for the community. So that's one way of thinking about it. But more importantly is a very, very simple thing. You and me and everybody else in their homes or in their offices, we can streamline this thing because it's about margins of efficiency. And the way to streamline the process is to sort your waste at source. So if you're in your office or in your home, Put your paper in one place. Put your metals in one place. Put your plastics in one place. Put your liquid board in one place. Separating the waste at source. Because you then take the stuff and you give it to the recyclers. That recycling arrives at a buyback center in a big truck full of stuff.
Yeah.
If you've got a bag full of paper and it's just paper, they can put it on the paper pile and you can be guaranteed that 95% or whatever you want to call it of that paper is going to end up in recycling. You mix that bag with stuff, then more of it is going to end up going back to a landfill. If you take a plastic bottle, for instance, and you put a little piece of metal in it, just a little strip or a cigarette butt or something, what often happens is that bottle goes into a whole bunch of other bottles, it gets compressed into a big bale, and then what happens is at the recycling factory, the recycling plant, that bale will go across a conveyor belt and a laser machine will scan it and it'll say, no, there's an impurity in this bale. And it'll push that whole big block and take it to landfill because of that one little piece of metal in there.
Wow.
So keep the stuff clean, keep it separated, and that way your waste actually you get more bang for your buck.
Absolutely incredible. Lo, you have done so well with this, and I just want to congratulate you for Sorted on YouTube. Absolutely wonderful.
Thanks, my man.
And let us continue recycling and looking after our communities. And remember, at the source, let's look after the system, make it more streamlined, and get recycling as soon as possible. Because sometimes it's not waste. It could actually be wasty.
See what you did there, Wasty. Listen, we are going to make sure there is nothing wasting in the kitchen, because if you maybe had a very, very, very late night last night, celebrating all the love that's in the air come from Valentine's Day, well, this morning after cheesy breakfast croissant is going to hit the spot. Now, this is a classic comfort food at its very best, and we're going to make it double delicious today. And the person to help us is the one and only Gabby.
How are you?
Oh, very
nice
well,
to see you.
Thank you, thank you. I know your girls are watching this morning.
Yes, they are. They are watching.
Morning, girls.
Sweet man.
Oh, I love that we get to make something hearty, homey, a little oily to just make sure it hits the spot.
Oh, no, so it's actually quite funny. This brings me back to the times in varsity days. Yes. All the girls would always stay at my house because we always had block our curtainings. We wouldn't be woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning, only getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know. And my mom would always prepare this kind of breakfast for us, and it was just so good. Oh, so here we go.
Here we go. It's all about the cheese today, and that little bit of oiliness, just the right amount to just kick in.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we almost want to we're going to caramelize the cheese just to be a bit more fancy.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've butterflied the croissant, so I haven't cut it all the way through. And what I'm going to do on our big pan is I'm actually going to add our grated cheese. Our grated Clover cheese we're going to add here.
So we've got two types of cheeses here this morning. We love our Clover, Gouda, and the cheddar cheese. Now the cheddar, it's going to pack the flavor, and the Gouda is the perfect melting cheese. It's going to give us that stringiness that we want. So the Gouda is over here. Oh, so, and we're actually using the individual
so that's what we're going to do afterwards. So what I'm doing now is I put the cheese on to see it's bubbling away and making that cheesy crust vibe. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the croissant on top to let that
the cheesiness sticks to the bread.
And then separately, we're going to make a fried egg this morning. I just want to make sure my heat is up and not knock the pan over, because that would be a disaster.
There we go.
And basically, it's just a little trick. Some people like to always just put the egg in. And I find whenever I do that, the egg breaks. So what I like to do is I actually like to do the egg slowly in a bowl or ramekin beforehand.
Look at you being a perfectionist.
Because just if it breaks, you can get another one.
You can get another one, especially if you're making it for yourself. You know, you want that perfect egg. Otherwise, you're stuck with scrambled when you were craving a soft turnover.
Absolutely. And actually, we had family friends that actually used to put the egg, some more grated cheese on top of the egg as well, on top of the yolk part.
Let's do
that. So there's
that.
lots of things you can do here.
I think today we should do that.
So I'm going to check on our croissant over here. It's looking very, oh my gosh.
Oh, she's
beautiful.
Perfect. Got a little plate here for you.
Thank you. I think I'm going to just kind of use this little lifter here, just to lift that up.
And you do not want to waste any of that beautiful cheese.
So there's your your cheesy crust vibe, which is amazing. I'm going to put that over there. And then what we can do is actually put your cheese slices on now.
Okay.
And then we've got some tomato, which you can have fresh, you can have cooked.
I like fresh tomato, but I know there's quite a few people that love to add a little bit of heat.
Yeah, so then I'm going to just season. And yeah, so we've got our extra slice of cheese there.
Extra cheese here.
I'm going to turn this off. This is looking really good. For people that like to have your egg, like the yolk cooked slightly through, what you can do is you either can flip it, or if you still want it sunny side up, but just to ensure the yolk is a bit more cooked, just pop a lid on top of your pan.
Pop the lid on.
Just to give it that time. And yeah, our egg is done. I'm going to turn this off here.
Fantastic. This was a quick and easy
Super
breakfast.
easy.
Should I line it with tomato or only afterwards?
Yeah, let's put the tomato on first. Yeah, that would actually be great. Thanks. It also brings like the egg will cook it.
Some pepper on.
And then we also have bacon for people that like the bacon vibe.
Let's go for it. We are making
We've got
this
some rocket on the side.
delicious.
You know,
we're going to finish the egg off on the very, very top.
There we go.
There we go.
And just for funsies, I'm going to add some of that extra grated cheese.
Oh.
And I'm going to slowly do this there. I mean,
look at that.
I mean, that looks pretty good.
Add a little more salt.
Just add a little bit more.
There we go.
And ta-da.
Ta-da.
And then you can just have it as is, or with a little bit of chutney or some tomato sauce, whatever your vibe is.
And my favorite is, if you are watching calories, the chutney light.
Yes.
It's so low in sugar or extra sugar, and this is incredible. Oh.
I mean, I'm not watching calories if I eat that, I can tell you now.
No.
That's just comfort.
That's something that's pure comfort to recover for the day ahead. Gabby, thank you for showing us this amazing recipe.
Thank you for having me.
It's always great having you here. Now, do yourself a favor and your partner, make this a favorite. This is your go-to morning after cheesy breakfast croissant, or you can even just keep the recipe for a standby for the day you really need it. Now, if you want this recipe, the full recipe, all the ingredients and the steps to making it, you can simply visit our website, expressoshow.com.
Ladies, now breakfast is served and you need some more entertainment, and as you may have seen, we are focusing on some inspirational South African stories and even asking about yours on social, so please respond and of course stand by for some more of the stories. Plus, if you're looking to go to university, you need appliances and electrical items that are going to change the game for you while studying, and if you want some tips and tricks on that, we've got that all sorted for you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show in the next couple of minutes.
Nomination Italy are spreading the love this Valentine's week with 40,000 Rand in exquisite jewelry to be won. For a chance to be one of 10 lucky winners, head to Nomination SA official Instagram page. Follow, like the pinned competition post, tag 3 friends, share, include hashtag Nomination Valentines and hashtag One for Me, One for You. Competition closes 16 February at midnight. Find T's and C's on nomination.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Because this is your Feel Good Breakfast show, it is only right that this is the home of Feel Good, right? So this morning, we are joined by a king, the one who makes us smile all throughout the year. I am talking about the Good Things guy, Brent Lindeke. He is someone who has dropped a book, my friend. It is called Only Good Things. And this is something that I know will touch your heart, because when it comes to the good things that Brent shares, it is all about what it is when we talk about compassion, when we talk about things that are larger than life, and even just the small random acts of kindness that truly make South Africa the country that it is. Ubuntu is at the heart of it all, and more than anything else, it speaks to the goodness that is in each and every one of us. And this is where Brent has shared 100 of the good stories that he found in 2023, and it's here to make us smile all throughout 2024 and beyond. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Brent Lindeke.
What a great welcome.
Oh, I'm so glad. Brent, how are you?
I'm so good. Good morning. It's great to be here.
Yes.
I published a book.
Yes, you did, and it's beautiful. Brent, I can imagine what this has done for just your psyche, what it's done for your mental health. How has it changed your perspective that you are the person who is continuously sharing these good stories, doing all of the, introspection in terms of what it is that it means to be a good person, but more than anything, hearing about them?
Absolutely. So it's been 10 years that Good Things Guy has been alive and kicking and telling these good news stories.
Yes.
And we now have a full team that are working every single day to bring these stories to life.
Yeah.
And towards the end of last year, we sort of thought, listen, it's been 2023. We've told almost 4,000 good news stories in the year.
That's beautiful.
Why don't we take these good news stories and put them in a little book so that South Africa can have something tangible that they can hold, that they can read, and that they can feel good on a daily basis? So we did that.
Yeah.
How does it make me feel? I feel like I've given a gift to South Africa that they can keep on their coffee tables, that they can show their friends.
Yeah.
And when they're having a down day, they can open it up on any page and find something to make them feel more proudly South African.
Come on.
To get a little bit more hope in our country.
Yes.
And to feel good, which is exactly what the show is about.
Exactly. And this is why we love having you here, Brent, because you bring the feel-good energy. And I feel like this specific book is something that, like I said, speaks to the little Ubuntu in all of us.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
But now, Brent, I need to ask you, because, of course, there are so many stories. Which one stuck out for you?
You can't do that.
I can!
You can't do that. Look, there were 100 stories that we put in there, and I think if I have to, I don't want to pick one because it was so difficult to choose 100 out of the 4,000.
Yes.
I will say this: the stories that give me all the feels, the stories that make me feel really good about South Africa, are the ones where there are humans at the heart of them.
Come on.
Where there's some good South African doing one small thing that is completely changing either their family, their community, or sometimes creating movements that reverberate across the whole of South Africa. It's those stories that really give me all the feels.
And speaking of movements, I want to ask you very quickly, in terms of the common threads that you might possibly find in all of these stories, what were they? Because as South Africans, a lot of us are different, but then we're also just really the same.
We are the same, and I think sometimes we get divided and we might not, whatever. We are stronger together. We are the same. And the reality is that majority of these stories that we tell, at the heart of them, that common thread is one thing. One simple idea.
What is it?
One act of kindness.
Yes.
One good thing. One seed that sometimes becomes a forest. And that's the thread, is it's one thing. It's just one thing.
That.
One good thing.
So let's speak about those things very quickly, because there are a couple of stories that stuck out. First and foremost, the story behind the kind JMPD officer and the stranger with the torn shoes. Speak to us about that.
Right, so this JMPD officer, this story really trended. It really did well on the site and the platform, and people really shared it. But this JMPD officer, on his first day of work, he works in the inner city in Johannesburg, helping little kids cross the road.
Aww.
He was helping the kids cross the road. He noticed, of course, these kids are underprivileged, so a lot of them don't have nice shoes. But there was one in particular that had a really torn old pair of shoes. And it just reminded him of when he was growing up. And he didn't have good shoes. So he sort of looked at the kid, he looked at the size of the kid's shoes, and that afternoon he used his own money on his first day on the job doing his thing. He used his own money to buy a new pair of school shoes for that kid. The very next day, he handed that pair of shoes over. And let me tell you, I don't know if you've ever had a new pair of shoes. What it does to you, what it makes, that way it makes you feel the confidence.
The confidence, yes.
Imagine what it did for that kid.
Oh,
so we wrote that story, we got to interview the officer, and like I said, the story really trended on the site.
Yeah.
Why? Because it resonated with so many South Africans who saw that small act of kindness. How much can a pair of shoes cost? 45 bucks, 50 bucks, and it changed a life. 100%. It's that easy. It's that easy.
And Brent, this is the thing about you. You bring life to not just anything that you're a part of, but to South Africans with the beautiful good things that you share. So thank you so much for that.
You're so kind.
And I love this book. I think that it is genuinely speaking to what it is to be South African at the end of the day in trying to spread that kindness. So shout out to you and your team, okay?
Yeah, to the team.
Imagine it just started with one guy. Oh my goodness.
Madness.
It is so beautiful. Remember, it is called Only Good Things. And today I know as well that we always are looking forward to seeing good things because there's so much bad in this world. But as South Africans, my friend, we find it in us that there are good things to look forward to. Right about now, though, of course, you know that your Feel Good Breakfast Show continues right here on S3.
Thank you, Zanele. Well, let's start off with your national headlines. The latest retail figures indicate a slight improvement in consumer spending in December last year, despite the high cost of living. Statistics South Africa says retail sales increased by 2.7% in December after a drop of 1% in November. The largest increase in sales occurred in the clothing, footwear and textile trade. However, on an annual basis, the retail figures shrank. And it's reported that Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi will make an announcement on the scrapping of e-tolls, and this is during the State of the Province address next week. During the 2022 medium-term budget policy statement, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana said the national government would scrap e-tolls and absorb the debt by paying 70%, while the Gauteng government, would cough up the remaining 30%. Since then, there has been very little in the way of announcements by either the provincial or the national government. And Namibia's central bank kept its main interest rate unchanged for the fourth meeting in a row yesterday, sticking to its forecast for this year's economic growth and inflation. The Southern African country's repo rate has been at 7.75%, with real interest rates remaining positive and slow credit growth amid a fair level of international reserves. The Monetary Policy Committee decided to maintain the repo rate at its current level. And that is the Bank of Namibia's statement. The bank sees the economy growing 3.4% this year, down from 3.9% in 2023. And a large Russian amphibious ship, the Caesar Kunikov, has been sunk off the coast of Russian-occupied Crimea. Powerful explosions were heard early yesterday, which suggested the ship was headed south of the town of Yalta. Ukraine's intelligence directorate released a video of what is said were Magura V-5 sea drones striking the ship. Ukraine has repeatedly in the past hit Russia's Black Sea fleet in occupied Crimea. Satellite images last year showed much of the fleet had left the peninsula for the Russian Black Sea. And Bafana landed back at OR Tambo International Airport in the wee hours of yesterday morning, and the excitement marking the occasion was simply off the charts. They'd secured the bronze medal at the African Cup of Nations. Fans had gathered in droves to witness South Africa's captain, fantastic Ronwen Williams, proudly hoist his goalkeeper of the tournament trophy. Amidst rapturous cheering, the squad also received a warm welcome from top government figures, including Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa and Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. What a sight it was to behold as, at the crack of dawn, passionate supporters filled the arrival hall with chants, cheers and unwavering love for their national soccer heroes. Well, that is where we leave those headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Let's do that, and starting with football. Ciro Immobile propelled Lazio towards their first Champions League quarter-final in nearly 25 years. With a crucial 1-0 victory over Bayern Munich, Immobile, the Italian forward, secured the win with a penalty in the 69th minute at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. His goal compounded Bayern's troubles as they face a potential season of disappointment by their lofty standards. On to cricket at the lunch break on day 3 of the second test between the Proteas and New Zealand. The match hung in the balance with the visitors at 88 for 3 in their second innings, holding a 119-run lead over the hosts at Seddon Park. Despite a challenging morning session that saw the Proteas lose top-order wickets, David Bedingham and Zubair Hamza provided some aggressive batting, leaving the team in a positive position heading into the afternoon session. Now, in interesting news with regards to rugby, in a move to support colour-blind rugby fans, Ireland and Wales may abandon their traditional plain green and red shirts soon. Now, the green-red combination poses challenges for those with colour vision deficiency, that is CVD, affecting around 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women globally. Starting January next year, World Rugby regulations will require teams to avoid kit clashes that hinder spectators and TV viewers with CVD. And wrapping things up on the court, Grand Slam titans Venus Williams and Caroline Wozniacki have been granted wildcards for the upcoming Indian Wells tournament in March. Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam victor, returns after her last appearance ended abruptly at the 2019 US Open. Meanwhile, Wozniacki, former world #1 and Australian Open champ, resumes her comeback tour after a solid showing at the US and Australian Opens last year. The BNP Paribas Open gets underway from the 6th to the 17th of March at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. That's it for your sport on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you are heading to work, there are some things ahead of you. And here's Zoe with the details.
Thank you, Wasty. Let's start off with traffic in Midrand, Gauteng. There's some congestion on the N1, southbound between Brakfontein Interchange and Olifantsfontein Road, so expect some delays. And in Cape Town, Milnerton, there's traffic lights that are offline on Marine Drive at Racecourse Road. Remember to please treat it like a 4-way stop. In Matroosfontein in Cape Town, there are some animals spotted on the N2 at Borchards Quarry. Even though it's been cleared, please still approach with caution. That's your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. We start with news from the SA Weather Service. They have issued a yellow level 2 warning, and that's for damaging winds resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea between Durban and Cozy Bay. Damaging winds resulting in localized damage to property and difficult driving conditions are also expected in places in the Joe Kabi district of the Eastern Cape. Continuous heat wave conditions resulting in persistent high temperatures over and above the average maximum. That's expected in the western and central parts of the Free State, in most parts of the northwest, as well as over the extreme northeastern part of the Eastern Cape until tomorrow. These conditions are also expected over Gauteng and the Mpumalanga Highveld, where they will persist until Saturday. Well, it's a final look at your sunrise views, and Herman Donaldson in Paternoster is kicking us off. You can see the cloud cover as the Cape area is expecting some rain today. So if you would love to share your sunrise view, do so on our WhatsApp line. It's that time of the morning for us to take a final look at your temperatures.
are your temperatures? Pietermaritzburg, 38. Please stay hydrated and in the shade today, and make sure you enjoy and have a good one. Now, if you want to have an even better day and you're a lover of the game, then use your sport know-how to predict matchday results and stand a chance to claim your share in today's Sports Stake 8 jackpot, estimated at, hear this, over 1 million rand. Your chance of scoring a big win could become a reality off the pitch, and you can play Sports Stake 8 on the nationallottery.co.za website. Play Sports Stake 8 right now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights and, of course, hashtag #BeInja your game. Of course, many more bits and pieces coming up in your Feel Good Breakfast Show very, very soon, so make sure you stay right there. We have got you covered right here on S3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, beautiful Expresso family. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and as I said, it is the home of Feel Good, which is why we have in the building the good things guy, Brent Lindeke. And Brent, we've been going through these stories. We started off with the JMPD officer.
Yeah.
Let's go to the pangolin that was saved by the Uber driver who stopped at the roadblock. What happened there?
Okay, so we know that the pangolins are the most trafficked mammal in the world.
Yeah.
And they need to be looked after. We really need to be looking after these mammals. An Uber driver picked up a passenger and he saw something funny. He saw the bag was moving. The bag was moving a little bit, and he thought to himself, this is a bit odd. I don't like the sight of this. So he rerouted his route to go past a roadblock.
Oh my goodness.
It was his way of sort of flagging something was wrong. And when the police stopped him, I don't know what the signal was, but he was like, and the police did. They found that pangolin. It was a whole trafficking sort of trade that they brought down.
Oh, my
and they
goodness.
managed to save that pangolin. It was still alive, and it got taken to an undisclosed location where it was sent for healing and rehabilitation. And later on, it was released again, which is really good news.
Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. And especially people trying to do illegal things, man. Bad.
But there you have the heroes, right? I like to say, my favorite quote comes from a guy whose name is Fred Rogers. And it says, in times of tragedy, we need to look for the helpers because they will always be there.
Oh,
and it's stories like this that remind us there's a helper right there.
Yes, I love that. And also something that helps us as people is music in South Africa.
Yes.
It is at the heart of what a lot of us love and do. And now we have the story of Stevie Nicks and the Ndlovu Youth Choir, rather. Speak to us about that.
So this was difficult to put into the book because last year we had so many of our local acts that were on the global stage. We had the Mzansi Youth Choir. We had the Ndlovu Youth Choir.
We had Tyler. Yes.
We had Musa Mata, who was doing his dancing thing. So when we looked at it, we were like, what are we going to put into the book to remind South Africans that there are these incredible acts that are local that are doing things globally?
Yes.
And it could have only have been the Ndlovu Youth Choir on the America's Got Talent stage, where after they'd performed, Stevie Nicks, as we know her from Fleetwood Mac, she's incredible, she's this global superstar, she wrote a letter, a very short letter, to the Ndlovu Youth Choir, and she said to them, you inspired me so much when I saw you on stage. Thank you for what you do.
Wow.
P.S. Can I please join your choir? Which is so beautiful. Really beautiful.
And I feel like as South Africa at the moment, the international gaze is on us. And I love that it is 4 things that we are really good at, like music.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Something else we're good at, though, is those coffee beans, honey. And I want to hear about this coffee story. What happened?
So this entrepreneur, he lives in Pretoria, Lemu. He's so great on social media. If you want to follow him, go find him.
He's incredible.
He's incredible. And in 2019, he had a job that took quite long to get to work. He had to travel quite far. And the one day he was sitting in whatever transport he was on, and he thought to himself, I forgot my coffee. Forgot my coffee. And he desperately needed coffee, as we do in the morning. A couple of sort of months went by where he realized, hold on, there's a trick here. On this route from home to work, I see the same cars, I see the same people. There's no way to get coffee. So he left his job. He started this entrepreneurial business where it was called Coffee to Car, where he would deliver coffee so quickly, right there on the side of the road to your car. The business absolutely boomed. He's become a well-known entrepreneur in Pretoria. People now have moved their way to work, have shifted the way they go to work to go and get their coffee from him. And we put this story in the book because it shows you that sometimes when you think out of the box, you can do great things,
100%.
right? Employment is hard in South Africa. Unemployment rate is very high.
Very high.
But perhaps if we think out of the box and we sort of work towards our purpose and our passion, we can really create good things.
Oh, my word. And the good things are being created by you creating these good stories and putting them together for us. And it's so beautiful to see, Brent, genuinely and truly. And this book for me, like I said, is so exciting because I think that it is just, like you said, a little bit of a love letter to South Africa in terms of all of the good that we do as a nation, right?
You've just coined that, a love letter to South Africa.
Literally.
I'm going to use that wherever I go. I'm leaving this book here for you and the team. It can go on your coffee table. It can be part of Expresso. Just thank you for highlighting me and the good stories that we tell.
Yes, and listen, Brent, please continue because I feel like you and the team, and I can imagine how exciting it is to have the team because when you started, it was just you, right?
Just me, all by myself.
And tell me, where did the idea for it come from, actually?
So the idea, I mean, it's 10 years old. The idea was to share one good news story with South Africa every day.
But what inspired you to do that exactly?
Oh, gosh, that's a whole other story.
No, tell us quickly.
In an elevator pitch. So there was an online game that had started. It was called Neck Nominations. Drink as much as you can and then share that with the world. Nominate other people to outdo what you've done. I decided instead of drinking, I would rather feed a homeless person.
Oh, wow.
I went viral globally. I was on CNN and BBC and Sky News. And eventually Ellen was phoning and Oprah. It was crazy, really crazy. And from that, I got pushed into this world where I started to see that there were more good things around us than bad. And I thought to myself, I want other South Africans to feel exactly the same way as me. I want them to feel as proud of South Africa as I do. So that was it. I started sharing one good news story with the world every single day with South Africa and the world. And now, 10 years later, we share up to 15 good news stories every single day.
I love that. And Brent, it literally just speaks to what you said in terms of it takes one moment. It takes one person.
Moment, one thing.
And it's so beautiful. Shout out to you. We love you. And thank you so much for this. We will be keeping it on our coffee table, all right? Thank you. Right about now, we are, of course, crossing to our faves in the lounge. It is Zoe and Carl. Hi, friends.
All right, so coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we got something amazing for you. Of course, naturally, when it comes to Feel Good stories, we've covered those, but we've got a lot more because, you know, when you move into varsity, there are certain things that happen. You know, you have to have certain appliances that make it easy.
You need that. The basics need to be in place to elevate it, and that's why we've asked Chef Clem to join us to make sure you have everything you need when it comes to essentials. And then we have another performance from Cece on the way, so we are looking forward to that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Can you hear it's the air fryer going? This is so good. Whatever's in here is going to be delicious. And if you are heading back to varsity, you know how it goes. You have to ensure your kitchen is kitted out with all the equipment and appliances that you need, so it's budget friendly, it's chilled, it's easy. You can focus on your work and have quick dishes. And here to take us through this varsity kitchen checklist is Chef Clem, somebody who just finished varsity not too long ago, 20 years. Right, Chef Clem.
I'm a doctor now. I've got my doctorate in lifeology. Lifeology. And that's why I want to say, yes, we're talking about back to varsity, but I feel like this is the essential conversation we're going to have for everybody right now. It's 2024. Just upgrade everything. Leave 2023 in the past, okay?
Yes.
And here's how you do it. The first thing you do is give your mom back her plates and a knife and a forks. I know you.
Why?
You went over the festive season, you went home with Barakat. Have you given your mom her plates back?
But why?
No.
I think that at that stage, here's the thinking about a varsity student. If you give me something and I'm going to be leaving the home and going to stay on res or something like that, you're basically saying you must keep it. I'm not going to return it to you.
No. If you want to have any memento or any like communication with your mom, you pick up the phone. By the way, your mom probably wants you to give her a call right now. So at the end of the segment, you just give her a call. How's the mom? Love you, okay? But here's what you do. You give your mom back a plate and you go to Woolies and get the essential range of plates. I love these. The fact that they go to dishwasher, they are so hardy. You can, in my kitchen at home, there's a lot of activity.
Yes.
I'm always cooking, recipe developing. The plates that I use have to withstand that durability. It's these, okay? And what's also nice is you can replace the single boxes as you need to, which is amazing. And also, Woolies knows they keep it neutral, keep it white, okay? Your food's going to do the talking. Then, talking about that's white, bringing a little bit of color. Now we're talking about the mugs. The mugs are so amazing. I love a little mug that just kind of also acts as like a mood ring.
Yes.
Like a mood ring. So how are you feeling today? How are you feeling?
There we go.
I'm feeling calm.
That's calm.
I'm feeling calm. Get the mugs is amazing. Also, a good chunky weighted mug. People don't take that into consideration, that the way a mug feels in your hand. Hold this.
Oh.
It just feels good.
Also,
okay?
don't forget a mug.
Yes, it does more than just hold your tea and coffee. It does things like that. Okay,
Stationery, utensils. It may even hold the key to you actually passing.
There we go. Exactly. Then we're talking about cutlery. I do have a thing about cutlery. I don't like my cutlery drawer having different types of cutlery. It's a bit of an OCD thing. And you know those old cutlery that's got the blommies on it at the bottom? Okay? You put that in the other drawer.
Oh, I know that one.
You put it in the other drawer.
Oh,
you go
I
and
grew
get
up with that
yourself
one.
a new set of cutlery, okay? You do that. Then we're going glassware, essential. This mug, yes, the mug you can do anything out of. You can drink water out of it. But there's a lot of things in life you can do that you just shouldn't do. Get a proper glass mug, a beautiful one that does a lot of jobs, not just water.
Okay.
Cool. Then...
That's it. Hold it. Give me the glass.
Oh, yes, you know what the glass also does?
That's
it does that.
You're most welcome.
It does that.
See?
It does that.
Versatile.
Then we're moving on to my favorite section, which is kitchen appliances.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah?
Because, I mean, you can hear the hum of the air fryer alongside me. You got a NutriBullet over there. So, I mean, are you saying that that's it?
There's a lot that you can do with just your NutriBullet and your air fryer, okay? And again, we're feeling fancy in 2024. We also want you to spend more time at home, not just running around to coffee shops and stuff like that. So let's actually start this end. I'm going to talk about these two in a second. You're going to get your virtual Nespresso, okay? I'm telling you, become your own barista in 2024. It's the only way.
Do you know that saves you so much money?
Money.
So much money. And I know it doesn't sound like it, but if you have the once off, like save up and you invest in that, you're not going to get the 25 Rand, 30 Rand cups of coffee daily. You've got that by yourself. You get you pair it with a nice mug in the morning and you sort it.
And if you are that person that goes out for your coffee every morning, it's going to pay for itself in record time.
It will.
In record time. Talking about record time, the NutriBullet has the record of the most used kitchen appliance in this studio.
I agree.
You wake up in the morning, you don't feel like anything really, but you know you got to eat because you're writing. What do people write in varsity nowadays? Human psychology.
Introduction to human physiology.
Right. So your brain's focused on that, but you do know you need to eat something. You're just not in the mood for it. What do? You grab your NutriBullet, grab whatever frozen fruit you have in the freezer, chuck it in, a little bit of protein powder, a little bit of yogurt, a little bit of water. Zzz, you are good. The nutrients, everything happening in here. Carl told me about his tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
So complicated. Listen to this. What do you do?
So you take a can of tomatoes.
Whoa.
Right. watch this. You take a can of tomatoes, you put this in there, and you just blitz. And it creates the most incredible pasta sauce ever. You can cook it down if you want to. You can add basil if you want to. Add a touch of olive oil, salt and pepper, and you've got like a passata that is beyond anything. And it's from this little NutriBullet over here. Just letting you know, you're welcome.
It does so much, okay? If we're to start listing everything it does, we're going to be here until afternoon express. So we're not going to do that. But now let's talk about something that I feel if we're going to just start saving for something, let's start saving for an air fryer.
Do you want to swap? Let's swap.
Let's go. Okay.
Show us the way.
This is the 4-in-1 vortex that we love from the Instant Group. Like, they do the instant pot. We know the instant vortex. Anything instant is going to be instantly a gem and an icon, okay?
Yes.
We've seen how Woolworths have come up with a line of foods now, convenient lines, ideal for the air fryer. And let me tell you, a lot of these have made it, they've become like South African staples.
I had that the other day.
The potato croquettes.
So good.
Are the new lunchbox heroes.
It's so good.
They are so good. And the fact that all you got to do is you just got to pop it in.
And you press.
That's the thing. Okay, you pop it in. I mean,
Did you just make that now? While we were talking?
While we're talking. It is so cheesy.
How long
it is
did that
so
take?
fluffy. Not even 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. What do you think?
Look at, sorry, can I just grab one of these?
Yeah, okay, so no, these are really, really
Why is
good.
that looking, it's looking like a snack.
It's looking like an absolute
That's what it is.
snack.
The whole snack.
And I also feel like if you are, what did we say this person's writing? What exam again?
Introduction to Human Physiology.
That one, you do not want to be spending your time cooking, chopping, sauteing, all of that. No, you're going to figure out something like this. It's nutritious. You know, it's like a fancy potato tot, so you're going to love it. It's going to give you all the comfort that you want. Plus, it's going to give you that brain power. All thanks because of it. You know what? You just graduated. And I'm not going to say it's because of the air fryer.
It might be.
But it might be.
Yeah.
It might be. So what I love about this, back in 2010, when I got my first air fryer, it was the size of a small ship.
This
okay? They've become a little more slimline.
True.
And it fits nicely in your space, whether you're in res or whether you're at home in general.
Yeah.
And what's nice is even though it is a big black box, it's a beautiful big black box. Can you say that? Beautiful big black box.
A beautiful big black box. Beautiful big black box.
So it's just me, apparently.
No,
okay.
it's not.
It's beautiful, and all these pieces stand beautifully on your kitchen.
Check something. Sorry, I just want to see, because obviously you're studying. So
Yeah,
I have a
but
book here. So while you look at this, how easy is that to press while you're studying?
Yes.
Introduction to Human Physiology. Look at that. You prop that down, and it starts blitzing there. Then you have a little snack over here. You're continuing to study.
Yes.
And you press that one button on the Expresso. Guess what? You're continuing to study. What I'm saying is that what you're trying to do is that the appliances are really creating a smart environment, not only for the smart in terms of not working hard, but creating you for introduction to human physiology, making you smarter. That's it.
You thought you were coming here for kitchen appliances.
Oh, no.
We're giving you the knowledge. So when you do acceptance speech, when you become a doctor, just remember, always declare Pedro in your speech.
That's correct. Please.
Very much.
Yes.
So like I said, varsity, yes, but everyday homes, if it's time for an upgrade, these are the essentials that you can bring into your kitchen that'll become like a sous chef, and they're going to assist you. I've got all these appliances, and I can tell you, it's convenience. I use them every day, and if they went in the kitchen, I'd miss it. So I know what makes life easy in the kitchen. These 3 pieces of equipment, definitely getting the right servingware, the proper bowl, the proper plate, the proper side plate, and cutlery is what you're going to do. It gives your kitchen, it's a renovation without having to like put a drop of paint on a wall or do anything different. It's the pieces you bring into your kitchen that make it seem new. And they know that's all you need.
And all of these, can I tell you, as a student, it saves you money.
It does.
And there are a bunch of different reasons. You're not going to buy the regular cups of coffee from your local. I mean, I'm all for supporting small business, but you are, starting out as a student. So maybe focus on the fact that you're getting your own device. You can actually carry your coffee along with you, make your own coffee. These utensils over here, they go a long way. They're high quality. The NutriBullet, you can pop in, don't have to buy a smoothie and pay 127 Rand for a smoothie.
Yeah.
Some people charge 127 Rand for a smoothie. I'm not going to mention names.
For a small?
Yes, a small one. but you can make it yourself. And then, of course, the air fryer, you can make such great goods over there. You can chop your own sweet potato if you want to, pop it in there. It's simple. And I'm just saying that what you're doing is you're saving money, you're working smarter, and you are creating the young minds of the future. You are nourishing them just with a few items in your kitchen. Chef Clem, you have inspired a generation.
I'm not saying I'm a hero.
I feel like you may be.
I'm not saying I'm a saint.
You might be.
I don't feel. I'm just doing my job, South Africa. But if that's how you feel, then I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
I just think there should be a university, right? Like a Clem University. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think we need to start with a Clem University. It's going to be like Harvard or Yale, except smarter. That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be tastier too.
Hey, can you just imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh my.
We're accepting
word.
enrollments at the end of February. Call with your cell phone number. Contact Call and his cell phone number 083. Hey, boy.
You almost gave him a number.
How's that? The crunch, the crispiness, the cheesiness.
Oh, man, your collarbone is also called your clavicle. The rear of kneecap is actually called the patella. What is going on? Sorry. The hypothalamus is the thinking center of your brain.
He's
What
using
is
his...
going on?
Wow.
Introduction to human physiology?
Yeah.
What is really happening?
Is it the potato or is it just
I'm just
me?
saying, this passes the test. I can't believe it.
So use your medulla oblongata, go to Woolworths, check out these items. It's going to be life-changing. Pick a call. What?
It will. So you should do that. This is great. You can actually use your phalanges and kit out all of the things by going to the website of Woolies to go get your homeware appliances for your university year. You can shop it at Woolworths using your optic nerve, or you can actually see it there. You're welcome. What's going on with me? And then, of course, go online. You can check out the app, or you can just walk in store by using your femur as well as your radius and ulnar to pick out the things on the shelves. What is going on?
It's knowledge. It's knowledge.
Oh, my word, all this anatomy. Look, I'm going to use my medulla oblongata to get this right. Baked maple bacon donuts. It is one of the things I have never tasted in my life, but I know that I really want to. And this is why that is the recipe that is coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And then, my friend, we get to know the incredible award-winning actress, Didi Kano. She is in the house. And trust me, this is exactly how we all deserve for our Tuesday morning to get started by getting to know such a beautiful woman. Do not go anywhere. A whole lot more is coming up right here on Expresso, your Feel Good Breakfast show. you kumnandi, which means when it's nice, my love. And it is always so good here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, which is why we get to do it every single weekday, 6 to 9 a.m. And one of the ways in which we love to celebrate just being ourselves and being an Expresso family is bringing over some of our Expresso family from their day jobs, all right? Today I'm talking about a queen, someone who is an actress and blows us away, not just on the screen, but also in theatre. She is someone we know and love. And when we talk about dynamite coming in small packages, this is the woman we're speaking about, because she is the only South African to ever have been chosen as the role of Celie in The Color Purple on stage. And my friend, it is time for us to welcome the ever beautiful, ever amazing Didi Kano.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, Didi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful.
You look amazing.
Oh, I'm so done with you. Didi, let's jump right into it, because you are a thespian through and through.
Through and through.
We need to know, where did it all begin for you?
At the tender age of 16.
Oh, wow.
Yes, in my hometown, Klerksdorp. I was a teenager. We had no drama classes, so me and my English teacher decided to do these drama classes at school, and I realized, oh wow, I love performing. And I had my first opportunity on stage in a review, and then that's when I realized, okay, I could do this the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yes.
So at the age of 16, you already knew, I want to be on stage.
Yes.
That is incredible. Do you know how long people wait to get that moment?
Yeah, that's true.
It's so
it takes a while for people to understand and know kind of their journey and what it is they want to do. But yeah, if you're lucky to find out at a young age, it's always good. It's always a good thing. Yeah.
And babe, with you saying that you got on stage for a review, what was happening in this review? Was it like some sort of play? What was going on?
My God, I was playing a security guard.
Come on. They're securing the something at that age, yes.
Yeah, securing the young bag.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I just remember singing, hey, big spender, spend a little time with me.
Ooh, girl. Did you even warm up your voice this morning? Do that? I'm so confused. Oh my word, I think it's so beautiful for you to have been doing that for so long, and now to still just be basking in this light.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm still scratching the surface.
Come on.
I've been working as an actress for 9 years now. It's been 9 years, but I honestly feel like this is just the beginning.
Yes, and I feel like it is as well, babe, because you are someone who is just, it's boundless in terms of what you can do, and I think you've shown that, even with you getting the role of Celie on freaking The Color Purple, an iconic show. Tell us, how did that come about?
Auditions. I mean, I found the brief. I heard about the brief through my agent. I was just like a bright-eyed young actor from Varsity, and I had learned that, oh my God, The Color Purple is coming to Johannesburg.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, no, I definitely have to audition. It was a big leap of faith, and gosh, I got it.
Of course you did. It's you we're talking about. But babe, talk to me about when you got those awards. What did it feel like for you? Was it almost a full circle moment?
It was, it was a full circle moment, because for my Varsity showcase, your last Varsity song that you sing, showcase in my 4th year was I'm Here from The Color Purple. So I got being in the show and singing that song was definitely a full circle moment, and getting that award felt really good to be recognized and seen and acknowledged.
Yes, and babe, you deserve to be acknowledged over and over again.
Thank you.
Because you have so many different talents.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to sing for us at the end, Nep.
Okay.
But right now, I want us to go into those accents, because you have so many. And I'm going to do it with you, Nep, but it's because I want to show just how good you are. Mine are just they play. They play. So let's start with the British accent, shall we?
British?
Yeah, take me to Britain, please.
Really? I'm not really good at the British.
But you
really
can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just that sing-songy thing that goes with
up
the
and
voice
down.
there, up and down.
The other day.
If you really don't know how to do it, just go up and down.
and you'll be fine. I love that. Okay. Take us to an American accent.
But which kind of American accent?
Which one comes most naturally to you?
The Celie one.
Okay.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my brothers. I had to fight my uncles. Yeah.
I love that. If you're in South Africa, I had to fight the load shedding.
I had to fight
the corruption, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. We still live.
It's all right.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. But babe, I also hear that you have an East African one.
An East African?
Yes.
No, I don't know where you heard that one.
This is what our research says, my sister. East African. I don't know. Where would we go? Where would we go? Maybe just I don't know.
Wait, isn't that West African?
Oh, you see now. Now I'm confusing them.
Are you confused though?
I'm confused though. Okay. Let's move away from it all.
Yes.
Do you know any other accents?
A Russian accent. So, for this film called The Drop, which is coming to the Joburg Film Festival, where I play Loretta, I do a Russian accent.
A Russian accent. And you serve your president Vladimir Putin.
I serve him Vladimir Putin. Yes. That is The Drop, and it's coming to the Joburg Film Festival at the end of the month on the 29th. So yeah, come through, all the film enthusiasts, and even if you just love film, it's dark comedy. It's an amazing film about 3 friends who, you know, come in and are living together, and then they find out that there's a heist happening on their road, and then the robber breaks into their house, and then extraordinary things happen. So you guys have to definitely watch that.
I mean, if you're there, I'm coming. I've already bought my ticket in spirit, okay?
Girl,
I'll do it real.
I'll get you a car.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't wait. But I want to put you on the spot, please, my beautiful.
Okay.
If we here on Expresso and we're having a production.
Okay.
And we said, Didi, we want you to audition.
Okay.
What song are you singing? And I need you to sing it right now. I'm here. I'm the auditioneer.
Oh my God.
Yes. What song are you singing, my lovely?
Gosh. Now
you're trying to go through all of this.
Okay. I don't need you to love me. I don't need you to love. I've got.
Woo!
Oh my goodness! Everybody, come on!
I just
heard. You are so
I'm not bad. I just blessed the nation. That's what I feel like. Also, they just removed the lead actress. You're now the lead actress of the Expresso production, everyone. It is Didi. No, did I not tell you she is an absolute superstar? And like she said, she's only scratching the surface. And one of the most beautiful things is that we, as a family, we get to watch her do exactly that. For now, though, we always want to cross to our fave. It is Carl, who's cooking things up in the kitchen. What's up, Carl?
You are a favorite, Sanele. Thank you so much. Can I make you breakfast? I'm sure you want me to make you breakfast. I'll send it up to Joburg because we have breakfast meals all the time. It's monotonous. Bacon and eggs, You know, I'm sorry. Sometimes we get bored. And when I get bored, I get creative. Creativity, I bring in Gabby because Gabby has got the creativity. Then I bring in Zoe. Then you got Zoe and Gabby. Then you're adding more spice to your mornings because we are making baked maple bacon donuts. Probably the only recipe that's got a hole in it. Hi, Gabby. Let's do this together. Let's do it.
We've got
This is
like 3
exciting.
stations, guys, we get to do together.
We all get to do something.
Which is so funsies, you know? It's
I
like a
feel
whole
like
little vibe. But
It's a lot going on in my station for some reason. You got like just
But you like
dry
ingredients. I know. I'm a bit sad, but it's fine. You like to cook. So
I
it's
do.
fine.
I love it.
So there we go. Okay, so you can start.
Can I
I'll
start?
just delegate this
Great.
morning.
You delegate. So what do you need me to do here? There's an empty bowl.
I need you to put all of those things in the bowl, please.
So we've got some milk, we've got, what have we got there? Vanilla essence?
Vanilla essence, oil, eggs.
Can we start with the
and
eggs?
start with the eggs, please. And syrup.
Crack it with one hand.
Just that. So I don't even know.
And
These
just-
are like giant eggs, eh?
Look at that.
It's not like the Jamie Oliver vibe. Well done.
Oh, sorry, did I just do something? It's just something that I do every day, guys. That's what I say. I do the eggs every day. I'm an example of someone who's eggs that did this job, right? So what are we doing here now?
You're literally going to add everything and you're going to whisk
Just,
it.
okay.
So we've got what is that?
That is syrup.
Some syrup. Oh, we're going
very sweet today.
So this the maple coming?
Yes, there we go.
All right, to all Canadians, how about this? Here we go. It's going in.
There we go. That is a TV drop.
There we go.
You're
With the
welcome.
bass in the background, obviously.
You're welcome.
That's the moneymaker.
That
right there.
is the moneymaker indeed. I'm going to let this go. While you're doing it, so you're going to do the dry ingredients.
So while you're doing that,
This might take a while.
I've got the dry ingredients, which we just got some flour, a little bit of sugar, baking paper.
Baking paper? Wow.
Am I distracting you, Gabby?
This is a cool recipe.
That's right.
Baking
soda, baking powder. We got both. Cardamom, cinnamon.
Yes.
And then, so what you have over here is you're going to make our maple pecan glaze, which is more sugar, syrup, and butter.
Lovely.
You're
Some
literally
syrup.
going to whisk it.
Just whisk everything together. So I've got our ice
still
and
going.
sugar.
Getting nice.
I'm just trying to let everyone of us catch up, so I'm just going to take my time.
Just we're going to be done by the time you are.
It's fine. Sometimes you have to take things slow. Valentine's Day taught me that.
Oh, did it?
That's right.
Look, I'm joining you now, Wait.
Yes, please. Wait, just hold. Keep it. Just keep holding it up, Zoe. Come on.
I feel like I just want to go back to what you just said.
Yes, what?
Taking things slow for Valentine's Day.
That's correct. You have to take things slow sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
This is how it goes. Great. And now, how you dry? That's so quick. Your dry ingredients. You're like
I'm done. I'm ready.
I'm also
Can I just
done.
start adding things to your
Yes,
bowl
you
in the
may.
meantime, please?
Sorry, man. I'm
Vanilla.
Got the
spending
amazing glaze
maple
here.
animation here.
Don't you want a spatula to get in there?
You know what? That's the thing. I feel like people force these things. The process has got to be slow and easy. Stop forcing things. Just let it happen
your arm's
slowly.
not getting tired.
It's not getting. If your arm's getting tired, you're out of practice. Just saying.
I feel like there are so many puns.
I don't know what
so
you're
many
talking
innuendos
about.
to this.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Yes, that's correct.
So
Look
I've
at
got
us
my
go.
glaze. Are you happy with this
That looks
consistency?
beautiful.
It does
so,
indeed.
so once we
Wow.
eventually can put our ingredients together, and it's simply dry ingredients, wet ingredients.
Yes,
And we whisk that together.
that's correct. This is still going. I'm just saying. I mean, you could be finished with the donuts already. We could put the donuts in the oven, and I'd still be here over an empty bowl.
Should we move you over to the finished maple? Oh, look at her. Giving you a different bowl.
Thank you.
I'd like to get going here.
I know, that's quite important, you know. See, there, it's okay.
So there we
Why
go.
don't you drizzle that over our done donuts?
I know, right? You're actually like kind of wasting it right now. We could actually.
Let's bring the donut. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
And so
Hold on, let me
literally
just. I'm going to get in this side of it.
on the
here.
flowers, the
There you
bloom
go.
are now covered
There
in.
we go.
So literally all I'm doing is I'm folding our dry mixture into our wet mixture, and we've got some greased little donut.
Our
balls
donut
of
tray.
Donut tray, thank you. And you know, pop it in the oven, 180 degrees, about 10-15 minutes.
10-15 minutes.
Again, I'm always like, it comes. Everyone's oven's different. Because
Yes.
someone else's oven could be 20 minutes. So it's a bit of a ball mark.
You just
figure.
give it
More
a little poke if it comes out
so
dry.
like I'd say like 15 to 20 minutes is your good timing.
And then you serve it with some bacon. We've
got
got
some
this
bacon,
beautiful glaze.
glaze, and
and
now
maybe go in
extra
with
syrup.
more glaze.
Extra syrup now.
That's right.
Just go in with more glaze.
I'm still busy. Sorry. I want to make sure. That's the thing about. I think these days people don't do a complete job. I just want to make sure I'm using everything.
Yeah, of course.
We were talking about recycling earlier and not wasting. I don't want to waste. I just want to waste.
We really appreciate that quality of yours.
You think? Thank you.
I hope they've taken photos for social media
Just
of the pictures. There we go. Oh, well, if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe that Gabby has showed us, if you weren't too distracted by wasty stuff.
No one saw the recipe. No one. Everyone's
Dropping
been
the maple
watching his
syrup.
maple syrup.
It is available on our website, expressoshow.com.
This is
Are
gonna
you
turn
ready to
into a
try
meme.
our dish? Are you done with the maple?
Yeah, okay, let's be done now. I mean, I could have gone longer, but okay.
So we're going to try one. We're each going to try one.
Yes.
Okay. I want a piece with bacon.
I'm going to try one too. I'm going to do the one in the front here.
Let me know what you think.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Are you ready?
This little glaze
You know
is
what
so
this needs?
amazing.
The glaze is nice, eh? Like kind of puts little finishing touches.
It's the maple syrup.
And
It's happening.
This
It's
glaze
almost
is
there.
amazing.
Okay, now it's gone.
I like the spices coming through. You can taste the cardamom.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You can taste the cinnamon coming through.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
something different, you know?
Spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. His arm is still not tired. No. It's still up there.
This is so great. Thank you so much. Oh, my word.
Only a pleasure. Anytime.
This is a good recipe, Gabby. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
This is so good. Thank you so
not
much.
a TV bite.
This is so good. Do any of you guys want to taste? No, it's funny. Just our camera guys are just amazing. I just want to give them a chance. Do you want to taste over here? Why don't you grab one over there?
He's ignoring you now.
There we go. Oh, there's
It's can't believe
Prosper.
his arms are still working.
Try it.
Like,
There we go.
Oh, you just
No, take the donut, not the bacon, the whole donut. There we go.
There we go. Breakfast
There we go.
is served.
So it's Prosper. He deserves it. He does.
sounds quite emotional, babe.
That's fine. Just give us a thumbs up if you
You
like
must be
it.
honest.
And give us a peace sign if you want another one. 4. Okay. We'll
You
sort
can
him out.
have the plate.
Thank you. We have to feed our cameramen. They do such great things.
Oh, well, listen, if you want to get your hands on this recipe that is cameraman approved, expressoshow.com. It's finished. There's nothing.
It's the little things that make big things happen. If you're a baking legend, then rise to the occasion and enter to be a contestant on the Tastemaster SA Season 5. Visit thetastemaster.co.za. Share a video introducing yourself and your baking skills, and show us some pics of your incredible creations. Entries close on the 25th of February. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. How's the arm?
The arm's fine. Don't worry. Yes. In case you wondered, there was an arm of maple syrup, and I had to hold it up like that. It's fine. After Valentine's Day, it's very important to keep your arm of maple syrup up. Anyway, if you're a lover
of the game,
oh, there we go.
then use your sport know-how to predict match day results and stand a chance to claim your share in today's Sports Stake 8 jackpot, and that is estimated at over 1 million rand. Now, your chance of scoring a big win could become a reality off the pitch.
Oh, yes, and we all love to score. Now, you can play Sports Stake 8 on the nationallottery.co.za website and play Sports Stake 8 right now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights to #BeInja Yege.
Well, listen, it's time for us to finish off the morning with some live music. So, Nele, we are ready.
I love this because I am ready myself as well, especially because, guys, where did the time go? We've been having so much fun. And it is because of the likes of the woman that is next to me, Cece.
Yeah.
My gorgeous girl. I mentioned earlier on, not just a platinum selling artist, not just award-winning, you're also an actress.
Yes.
So I have to ask, 2024, are we expecting anything from you in terms of acting?
Definitely. I'm on Upetino too. I'm also going to start shooting with Kings of Joburg season 3. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah. And for you, do you want to continue acting a whole lot more?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, I mean, like, acting is a form of escapism and experiencing another human being through a character.
Yes, and you do it so beautifully, which is why we love seeing you on our screen.
Thank you so much.
But beautiful, talking about you as a person, I feel like everybody always knows that there's inspiration to be drawn from your story.
Yeah.
So this is why I want to ask you, because there are so many people, especially at the beginning of the year, that sometimes feel lost, sometimes feel like things are difficult. If you could give them just words of encouragement in terms of looking forward to the year and hopefully being just a little bit more optimistic, what would you say to them?
Stay off social media. Because nothing that you see on half of the stuff that you, well, 90% of the stuff that you see there, not really real. So run your own race, because the moment you start doing what everyone's doing, then you're running their race. So,
come on. Yeah. And we love your race. We want to race with you. We want to go in with you. Thank you very much. Which is why, are you ready to perform for us, my queen? Thank you. Expresso family, please give it up for closing out the show today. It is CC featuring JLSA with them Jolo.
Having a good time? Let me see somebody. Let's go.
For usavela bengithi mina nawe sizowela lithatha manje ngiyabheka uthando luyaphela vongo zavela bengithi mina nawe sizowela lithatha manje ngiyabheka uthando luyaphela. Let's go. Whoa, cholo, cholo, cholo. Atushe wangula la wena. Cholo, cholo, cholo. Let's push on the spot. Whoa, cholo, cholo, cholo. Atushe wangula la wena. Cholo, cholo.
There we go. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, South Africa.
Introducing South Africa's first ever double cream custard. Indulge and double the creaminess with Bliss double cream vanilla flavored custard.
Nada.